old horror movies before it even starts. Old horror movies in what sense? Like old Dracula? Dog shit. Dog shit film. The earliest horror movies were terrible. Jump scares were bad. And people were shitting their pants over literally the least scary thing possible. But the era of slashers, Jason, Scream, or Friday the 13th, Scream, Ghostface, you know, Freddy Krueger, awesome. I will say, though, I wasn't a big fan of Nightmare on Elm Street. I've seen, like, almost every, like, type of slasher film. Not a lot of the Jason films, but I've seen almost every Scream movie. I think I've seen every Michael Myers movie, or Halloween, rather. But I did not like Nightmare on Elm Street. Leatherface is kind of lame.
You know, as much as I love them, horror movies nowadays,
Texas Chainsaw's goated.
just don't hit the same. But is this true? Are horror movies from the...
No, horror movies hit more than they ever have. I think horror movies today would actually kill people in the 80s. I'm so serious. Like, yes, The Conjuring isn't modern, but even like newer horror films, like a Blumhouse movie or some shit, I think I would love to teleport back to the 90s when people were like getting ready to watch fucking Scream or some shit, and then throw on fucking what is the most scary what is the scariest movie of all time? It's not Conjuring. Oh my god, he has tapes in his attic. I've seen the movie. No, it's not Terrifier. Sinister. Sinister is supposed to be like the scariest film ever, based on heart rate. Like, scientifically, I think Sinister is the scariest film ever made. When they did an experiment, they tested people's heart rate, and, like, it had a lower peak heart rate, but the average heart rate of somebody watching Sinister was, like, 120 or something. Like, you're just stressed out the whole fucking movie. It's not even scary. I agree. I think it's more of a stressful film. I didn't think Sinister was that scary. I think Conjuring is the scariest movie I've ever seen. Disturbing Terrifier.
The 70s, 80s, and 90s really better or scarier? Well, that's what we'll find out today. Today, ladies and gents, I'll be going over a few horror movies from back in the good old days to not only figure out how well they hold up, but to answer that question. Are retro or vintage or old horror movies really better? Are they? I'd like to know.
Dude, they're very predictable. That's the only problem. So they're kind of like comfort films in a sense, even if you've never seen them, but they're so predictable. If you're watching a Jason film, there's going to be a naked woman. She's going to take her top off. She's going to be the first one to die. Almost always. The virgin lives. The virgin lives almost always as well. And that's, like, for some reason, a part of every horror movie. And, every Jason film, it'll just be like, oh, wait. Oh, sorry. Let's go skinny dipping. It's like, what? And then fucking Jason is watching from the distance. Kills you.
And in the end, I'll go over one of the oldest horror movies ever to see how it holds up over a century.
Nosferatu.
Century later. Yeah, a century. And the first one I got up is called...
Nosferatu came out in fucking 1920. Slumber Party Massacre. Guarantee you there's probably like 8 topless women in this film. I've never seen it.
Now, some of you may know this one, and some of you may just read the title and think, Slumber Party Massacre? That sounds a lot like Texas Chainsaw. I know what it sounds like. And I'm gonna get to that one too. I'm doing this one first though. Slumber Party Massacre is a 1982 movie where we follow a group of girls who, unbeknownst to them, are being stalked by a serial killer. And I gotta say this now, if it's something these old movies had, it was that nudity, bro. Like, my goodness, did I click the wrong movie? Either that or I just stumbled upon a lost episode of Euphoria, because dang. That's a lot of butt, bro. But yeah, we follow...
And out of nowhere, too. Like, it'll just be like, oh, let's take our tops off. What?
A group of girls who are being stalked by a serial killer.
What? You ever watch a sex scene with your parents? Bottom 3 experiences.
Who uses a drill as...
Bottom 3 experiences. You feel the silence. You feel the silence.
That's his weapon, a drill.
So awkward.
And since they don't realize they're being stalked, they set up a sleepover like it's a normal night. They ordered pizza, gossip. They even broke out the dub pack. Don't do drugs, y'all. But what they ain't know is that it only made it easier for the killers to catch them lacking. And so the girls have to try and survive the night before the killer could turn this slumber party into a massacre. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. I've only seen this movie once, but I think this movie holds up. I think it does. The characters are likable and realistic, which you...
What's the horror movie where the guy controls bees? Oh my god, what is the name of that film? Somebody knows. He controls bees. Candyman. Yeah.
Can't say about every single horror
I've never seen. I see clips of Candyman.
movie. Like, they're not just some
Never seen that movie. I always get so confused when I read the description. I'm like, what do you mean he controls bees?
no personality dummies who are just there to die. The killer is actually scary. I mean, have y'all ever seen a dude whose main weapon is something you can only find at Home Depot? Like, what? And then they even had some funny moments. It's a good movie. I mean, this is 1982. This is the same year Thriller came out. Of course it's gonna be good. And I know it's not the massacre horror movie people usually think about, but I just wanted to show this one some love because I feel like nobody talks about it. And don't worry, I'm gonna get to the one you're thinking about. But first I gotta talk about...
I have never heard of any of these films. Carrie? Wait, what's the one movie where there's that really... Is it Carrie? There's like a really creepy scene at the end. Oh my god. It's like the movie's not scary and then there's a scary twist. Is it Carrie? Somebody help. Somebody help. It's like a woman and she's facing... Is that Carrie? Carrie movie... A Carrie ending scene. No, it is not Carrie. Oh my god. No, it's like they're Sleepaway Camp. It might be Sleepaway Camp. Ending scene. I'm gonna show you guys the scene. It's so oh my god, it is this. So disturbing.
Angela!
Wait, where? I only can show like a small snippet. Oh, it's so fucking weird. Just the face she makes. Imagine watching this like 2 in the morning.
How can it be?
Terrifying. Terrifying. Oh my god. Scary as shit, dude. It's like a skinwalker or something. It just starts going for like 3 minutes. It's not scary, it's uncanny. I think uncanny shit's the scariest. Oh my god. There was one movie I watched in 8th grade as a part of class, and it was super fucking scary. Again, we're going to do another game where I describe the movie and you tell me what it is because I don't remember it. They suck your body, pause. They kill you, create a clone of you, and when they find you, they go like this. And then they kill you again. It's not Barbarian. What is that movie? Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Chat's so good at this. Super scary film. Super scary film. And they don't really use, like, that much. It's like a 1980 film, but it's like, dude, every monster, you don't know if somebody's, like, it. And then when they find you, they all just point at you and scream. Oh, I gotta rewatch that.
Next movie I got up
That was a good fucking movie.
is Carrie from 1976. Notable things that happened this year. Right M&M's got removed from the bag, and Ryan Reynolds was born. Now, I had never seen this movie before I thought of making this video. I heard of it because it's insanely popular, but I had never seen it until today. And I'm gonna say it now, this movie caught me off guard, because watching it, you wouldn't think it's a horror movie at all, up until the end. So in Carrie, we follow a girl named Carrie. Shocker. She's a quiet and shy high school senior with an extremely religious mother. I'll get to that in a second. Who's sort of an outcast at school. She gets bullied, like, a lot. And we see how bad this bullying gets when one day while they're in the locker room, and I'm sorry, I know I'm still introducing this one and I said it with the last movie, but these old movies really had that nudity. Like, I can't even show a single clip of this locker room scene because it's just straight Tata's butt and bush, bro. You know that's how they rocked it back then. Y'all gonna have to start questioning y'all grandparents.
Bro, I used to rewatch that one scene from Harold and Kumar. Oh my god, bro. I remember when I was a kid and I found that movie, that shit was crazy. I mentioned that there's a bottomless party in the Harold and Kumar go to Guantanamo Bay, and dude, it's just like straight bush. You're a gooner, bro. No, like, chat. I remember my mom would be like going to work. I'd be like, can I rent this movie? She's like, you've seen it 3 times. I'm like, I just really love that movie. Just straight fast forward to that scene, just rewatch it over and over again, bro. Oh my god, I had to be 10 years old. I'd be 10 years old, maybe. Oh my god, I don't even think she knew what the movie was about. I was like, it's just a comedy film. It's Harold and Kumar.
Why were they so freaked out? But yeah, as I was saying, we see exactly how bad the bullying gets when one day while she's in the locker room taking a shower, Carrie out of nowhere gets her first period. And since her mom never told her what a period is, again, I'll get to that in a second, she starts tweaking. And instead of helping her while she panics, all the other girls in the locker room just start throwing tampons and pads at her. Man, I know I've said it.
How closeted of a person would you have to be to not know what a period is? To like full panic when you get it and then like That's crazy.
This before when I went over the black
Cock meat sandwich. Yeah, that's in Harold and Kumar. Somebody said a child, question mark. Well, I'm saying your parents would teach you about that. Like, she has to be like a religiously closeted family for them to not tell her, hey, you're probably going to get a period at some point.
bullying is bad, but 70s bullying gotta be the dumbest shit I have ever seen. How you gonna bully a girl for something y'all all do? All of y'all. I don't care how crazy she reacted. I'd flip out too if I didn't know I started bleeding on my freaking wee-wee once a month. Thankfully, Carrie's gym teacher, Miss Collins, interferes, telling the other girls to leave Carrie alone. And then she slaps Carrie to calm her down. I'm telling y'all, the 70s was wildin'. But amidst all this chaos, we saw two very important things happen. One, while Carrie was panicking about her period, for some reason this light bulb completely shattered. Like, completely. Unless she was hitting some high notes or something, that's a little odd. And two, we see one of the girls who was bullying Carrie, Sue, start to actually feel bad for her. In fact, she felt so bad that the next day when the gym teacher's punishing the girls by making them do all these exercises, she doesn't complain at all. That wasn't the case for everyone though, because this girl Chris was pissed about it. She didn't think they deserved to be punished like this, much less over bullying Carrie. So she confronts the gym teacher, you know, give her a piece of my mind.
Oh!
The 70s wildin'. But yeah, Sue felt very bad. So to make it up to Carrie, she
Yeah, bro, ain't that crazy that teachers used to be able to hit students?
decides to ask her boyfriend Tommy to take Carrie to prom instead of her.
Fucking smack the shit out of you. I'd be like, bro, what? Used to? Question mark? Yeah.
Which is just insanely sweet and
I mean, there's people that do it now, but it's not allowed.
truly, truly selfless. That's exactly why I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I don't care if it's Jimmy from South Park. You think I'm gonna let you take my...
Zod said I got beat in high... Oh, I was going to say. Said I'm playing. I was going to say, you got hit in high school? You're going to say, bro, you didn't report that shit?
I girl to prom just so you can feel better? This ain't like borrowing a pencil, bro. This is my girl. You're not gonna just, I'll give her back to you after prom. No, we're not doing that. I'm sorry. I hope you find a date though. I can do that. But that's what Sue wants to do. So Tommy agrees to ask Carrie, and after saying no the first time, thinking it was some sort of messed up joke, with some encouragement from Miss Collins, Carrie eventually does say yes. She will go to prom with Tommy. But let's not forget, guys, Carrie's mom is extremely religious, like extremely. Like, not only does she never
How does this turn into a horror film, though? Does she, like, kill her kid?
tell Carrie about her period because she believes getting it is a sin? What? But she also locks Carrie in the closet and makes her pray anytime she thinks she's misbehaving. So it's pretty much safe to say she's a bit strict. So when Carrie tells her about going to prom with a boy, it did not go well. They pretty much start arguing back and forth. Carrie saying that she wants to go and that not everything's a sin. Her mother saying she needs to go to the closet and repent. But just like the light bulb situation from earlier, while they're arguing and Carrie grows increasingly frustrated because her mom's not listening and she's walking away from her and... Oh, hell nah. This is when Carrie tells her mom, and us pretty much, that she has telekinesis. Yeah, on top of...
What? What? I thought, what a weird plot twist. I thought this was going to be like, oh, she goes to the prom and the guy kills her or something.
Tells her mom, and us pretty much, that she has telekinesis. Yeah, on top of cramps, turns out her first period gave her access to some supernatural abilities. Anytime Carrie gets upset or concentrates, she can move stuff with her mind. Which is like, alright, my puberty gave me voice cracks and random boners, and she gets superpowers.
Oh my god,
See
bro.
what y'all doing. And
Literally just talking, you'd be like, yeah, so I was going the other day.
Carrie's mom was obviously terrified. I'm not gonna lie, I would be too. She tells her it's the devil. The same devil.
Morning Wood, bro. Now that shit was the worst, bro. You're in middle school. You got to give a speech. Not right now. Not right now.
That took your father
I can't. No.
away. But Carrie tells her, oh mama, it wasn't the devil. He just ran off with a woman, mama. I know that low-key hurt. Then she also tells her mama, I'm going to the
Libby, you cannot relate to that.
prom and you can't stop me. Who is she feeling like? Who? Think you cold, Carrie? You know you cold, Carrie. And so Carrie was going to the prom. We even get a cute montage of her and Tommy getting ready for the prom in their own ways. Carrie makes a dress and learns how to do her makeup. Tommy goes with his
I had to get up once, though. It was so embarrassing. Just pitching a tent. You just... you just stood up and walked into the front of the class.
friends to get a suit. I'm telling you, you nearly forgot this is a horror movie. You see Carrie all excited to go. Her mom is obviously still being a negative Nancy the night of, saying everyone's gonna laugh at her and freaking hitting herself. All right, calm down, lady. But Carrie just sits her down using her mind powers and leaves. And then Carrie and Tommy arrive at the prom. And not only is this the beginning of the end, but this is also where it gets a little sad for me. Not because of anything Tommy did, no. Him and Carrie actually had a blast. Carrie talked with Miss Collins, who was very happy for her. Tommy and Carrie laughed it up and talked about going to an after party. Okay, I was trying to refrain from saying this, but can this dude not be Joe's cousin or something? Joe, if you watching this, am I tripping or can you not be
That
cousins?
does look like me. That does look like me. I don't know who that is though.
Bruh. But yeah, he flirted and danced with her. And he even kissed her. Hey Tommy, don't you got a girl? Scandalous. But knowing everything Carrie has been put through, I couldn't help but just be happy for her. No joke, I was smiling ear to ear watching this.
Grow that hair? Dude, hell no. Chat. I would look like such a dork if I had long curly blonde hair and I'm wearing my gaming headset, bro. I would be on my face. It would not work.
Man, too. I don't care. But then came the prom king and queen voting. And you see, I mentioned this earlier.
Chat, would I rock a man bun? What if I really grew out my hair? Really grew out my hair and I got like a pullback man bun? Like Rhett from Good Mythical Morning.
But while Carrie was over here all excited and getting ready for the prom, there were people who were still upset at her. People who were planning on getting revenge for getting
When does this become a horror movie?
them in trouble. Yeah, that girl Chris from earlier, she was still mad. So she concocted a plan to get some payback. After finding out Carrie was gonna go to the prom with Tommy, she enlisted her boyfriend and some friends to swap out
John Travolta?
the prom votes to make sure Carrie and
Huh?
Tommy win. So while Carrie and Tommy are on stage being crowned, they had no idea this was all Chris's doing. She had them right where she wanted them. And what makes this worse is that not only did Sue arrive to the prom and see what was about to happen and fail to stop it, but if you thought Carrie was happy before, she was happier than ever now. All that bullying, all that time being an outcast, it was over. She was finally being accepted by her peers. This was probably the happiest moment of her life. But then, Chris spilt a bucket full of pig blood on Carrie. And as Tommy's outraged and confused about who could have done that to Carrie, that very same bucket drops down and kills Tommy? I know that sounds crazy because it's a freaking bucket, but this really killed him, y'all. Kill count said so. After being humiliated once again, having her prom day literally killed in front of her, and being laughed at once again.
A thin metal bucket?
Kind of like her mom said earlier, this was Carrie's final straw. And this is when the horror starts. Carrie closes
She just starts popping their heads with her eyes. Doof. Doof.
all the doors, changes the lights to red, and proceeds to murder everyone at the prom. And I mean everyone. She uses a fire hose full pressure to mow down some kids with water. Uses the water from that same hose to electrocute the principal and some other people, which starts a fire. She even kills the one person who always had her back, Miss Collins, by crushing her. This is so messed up and honestly sad, because watching this I want to be happy for Carrie, because you know we seen how she's been treated by her classmates in the school in general, so seeing her get some payback, you know, it feels a little nice. But bro,
All right, it's also kind of a stupid scene that she's just going as like her focusing.
this is overkill. Everyone deserves to die. Everyone? What if like the janitor just walked in for a second? What does he have to do with this? And y'all wanna know what makes this worse? All that laughing we saw everybody doing wasn't even real. Like, yeah, some people were laughing, like the bullies and stuff, but majority of the people, and especially the teacher, were not laughing. It was just in Carrie's head because she was done. That means Carrie left a bunch of innocent people, including Miss Collins and Tommy's
Yeah, she murdered like 100 people.
body, to be burned. That shot of her walking through the fire was cold though, I'm not gonna lie. But it wasn't even over there. Because after Carrie leaves the prom, you know, leaving it on fire, not only do we see
School shooter shit? Actually. Wait, actually.
her kill Chris and her boyfriend by blowing them up after they try to run Carrie over. See, this one I ain't mad at. This one was deserved. But we also see Carrie arrive home. And I thought
Oh my
with
God,
the way
kill her
Carrie was
mom?
moving at the prom, she was just gonna walk in and blick down her mom. But no, it was actually the opposite. She goes upstairs and after washing all the pig blood off, she actually goes to her mom to hug her. I know you just massacred your
I think I need to go to the pray closet.
whole school, but poor Carrie,
Mom.
man. She just had a moment, y'all. It was a moment. But her mom, after the whole telekinesis and going to prom with a boy stuff, must have not been in the bestest of moods. Cause to comfort Carrie, she told her that she should have killed her when she was born. All right, mama. I don't know if that was very nice. Carrie's mom stabs Carrie. So you think a period is a sin, but not this? Mind you guys, she was gonna do this regardless. Don't think she's doing this because of what happened at the school. No, she doesn't even know that. She was hiding behind that door like a weirdo before Carrie went up the steps. Carrie, with no other choice but to defend herself, starts using her powers to throw knives at her mom. Oh my. And not just like 2 or 3, the whole cabinet, essentially making her hit the same pose as the Saint Sebastian statue in her closet. Oh my goodness, you know that gotta hurt. Or at least you think it would. It looked like Carrie's mom was enjoying it with all that moaning she was doing while it was happening. I guess it's been a while. And that kills Carrie's mom. Like, she's dead. Kill count said so. This one ends with Carrie and her mama dying after the house starts sinking into the ground because of Carrie's psychic abilities, because she sort of freaked out after she realized she killed her mom. R.I.P. Carrie, man. You did a little too much at the prom, just a little too much. But dang, you went through a lot. And we see Sue, the only survivor of the prom night, visiting Carrie's grave to pay respects. Oh man, that's kind of sad. Oh
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Why am I getting scared? Yo, that actually scared me. Yo, that actually scared me.
And I know I just talked about this movie crazy. As you can tell, I think it holds up. But that's not even the
I was gonna say, bro, why is she paying respects, bro? She killed everyone.
oldest movie I really wanted to go over this video. But before I get to that one, now this
Dude, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the movies aren't bad themselves, but it's like so easy to outrun this motherfucker. Like, he's an out of shape guy wearing somebody else's skin holding a chainsaw. Like, you could just run away from him and he cannot catch you.
is the real man.
Like, every Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie I've seen, I go, why are they not just running away? Why are they not just running away? He is a middle-aged, out-of-shape man with very limited mobility because he's holding a chainsaw and vision because he's wearing a skin mask.
Massacre people remember. This movie came out in 1974. Notable things that happened that year: Hello Kitty was created, and it has had Mexican girls in a chokehold ever since. Alright, so in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we follow a group of 5 friends in the middle of a trip. And before you say typical, this is like one of the first movies to do this, okay? You're watching sliced bread be made. But yeah, we follow a group of 5 friends who are on a trip somewhere. We got Sally, who's like the main girl, you know, she be chilling. Her boyfriend Jerry, who on Wikipedia says is supposed to be somewhere between
17 to 22, bro, looks 45. Holy.
supposed to be somewhere between the age of 17 and 22, which I'm just like, yeah. If he was doing meth since the day he was born,
Yeah.
he's 22. That's an insult to 27-year-olds, bro. He's
Yeah.
more like 36. Then there's her best friend Pam, who's
36, I would say 40s, bro.
really into astrology, which I'm not even gonna say anything about. I'm just saying, if you gonna judge me and see me differently and hate me for the day I was born, then just hate me for where I'm from and my skin color too. You might as well. That's all I'm saying. I can't control I'm a Gemini. Then there's her boyfriend Kirk. You know, he's there. And then and I feel bad for saying this, but the most annoying character in the movie, Sally's disabled brother Franklin. I know he's in a wheelchair, but I'm sorry, bro. This dude is annoying. I'm taking Jimmy over here. We follow them while they're on their way to an old family home after visiting Sally's grandfather's grave. But on their way there, they run into some very peculiar people. First, while they're driving, they stop to pick up this hitchhiker. And thank goodness we've evolved past doing this. I'm all for people being social. A matter of fact, I actually think people nowadays should be more social. But this is too social. And this hitchhiker they got is exactly what you'd expect.
He's covered in fucking blood.
Crazy guy. Takes photos of them, cuts his hand open, cuts them open. This dude even lit a fire before they finally kicked him out. And then if that wasn't weird enough, when they stop to get some gas, the guy working there tells them not to go mess around in their old house. He's Southern, so you know he got the accent. And when he finds out the house they're going to
Don't go messing around now, you hear? There's dangerous people in these parts.
is actually theirs, he for some
Like every old guy in a horror film. Did you hear about the demons?
reason does a complete 180 and asks them to stay for some barbecue? Huh? This guy a gold digger or something? No, actually. The strangeness of this guy and the other guy goes far deeper than some gold digging. There was something sinister going on in the backdrop. But by the time they got to the house, they forgot about those 2 dudes. It was time to have fun, baby. I'm not gonna act like it was the nicest spot, you know, judging by them cracks on the wall. It definitely wasn't. But they were having fun. They were all having fun. Well, everyone except Franklin, who they left downstairs in his wheelchair listening to
They didn't help him inside. They just got out of the car and told him to figure it out. That's fucking crazy.
To them running around and having fun upstairs. He's annoying, but even this is messed up. Everyone else was having fun though. They was having fun. That is until Pam and Kirk decide they want to take the fun outside to this watering hole. But when they go out there, they don't find a watering hole at all. They find a house. And this must have been where that white guy in horror movie stereotype started, because instead of, turning around, Kirk says, we better
Let's go in there. Let's go in there. Oh, a weird basement with a guy outside. Oh, let's go inside.
go check that out. And that's exactly what they did. They get to the house and things were off. First, they find a tooth, like a human tooth, right on the front porch. And this dude, Kirk, picks it up. Ugh. Not only are you dumb, but you nasty, bruh. And to make things more concerning, when this dude Kirk goes inside, he sees animal skulls and hears pig noises coming from this room.
Yeah, I don't know why you would walk inside. Like, you should just leave right at that point.
I better go check that out. But the strangest thing came when Kirk
Let me
goes
keep
to
walking in.
check out the noise. And then Leatherface comes out and kills him. And in a gruesome way too, a hammer, ugh. And it caused him to convulse, ugh. And let me go on a little tangent about this, cause this dude used to scare me crazy. Big dude with a chainsaw wearing a face on his face. I used to piss myself just thinking about it. But watching this again, yeah, this dude does kill people, but he's sort of like a goofball. Like every time he runs into people, it's less of a "I'ma kill you" and more like a "ah shit, I gotta kill you." Like when was the last time you see Michael or Freddy sit down and reflect after killing someone? You don't see that. Don't get me wrong, he still is scary. I mean, he's still wearing someone's face on his face. And he would murk you if you step into his house. But I remember watching this when I was younger thinking Leatherface was the scariest part about this movie. But no, not completely. The scariest part is yet to come. Because after people keep coming into the house, first Pam, who almost makes it out, but Leatherface catches her and puts her on a hook.
Wait, they all just keep going into his house? Why don't they just, like, call for help?
Ugh, oh my. Is this where Dead by Daylight got it from? Then the old looking young guy, Jerry, who came to look for his friends only to get caught. The last two
They all individually go in the house, one by one. That's crazy.
who remain are Sally and her brother Franklin. Since they kind of gotta go make sure their friends are alive or whatever, they go out to look for them. But then they hear something. Leatherface comes out and kills Franklin too. I'm not that mad at that one. But again, like I said, he's still not the scariest part. When it gets scary is after Sally runs away all the way back to the gas station to see if she can find some help, she encounters the worker from earlier. And after asking him to help her and seeing him come back with a rope and a bag, she realizes they're in cahoots. Yeah, the gas station guy, Leatherface, and not just them two, but the hitchhiker from the start are actually a family of cannibals. Yeah, I know.
What? I have not seen this original one.
Cannibals. Yeah, I know. The hitchhiker, really? Who would have thought? And to me, this dinner scene after they kidnap Sally is the horror of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Tied up in a chair made of people on some Ed Gein stuff. Then across from you is a table of dudes who are doing a try not to laugh with your suffering. That's some scary shit. And what scares me even more about this is, you can't reason with them. They're rednecks. Sally tries to bargain by saying she'll do anything, and that doesn't even work. Oh, poor Sally. Don't you know they only do that stuff with their sisters? Well, before they, I guess, eat her, the brothers, because they're brothers by the way, don't let this older one fool you. The brothers decide instead of killing Sally themselves, they should let their grandpa do it. Oh yeah, their damn near deceased
That guy's alive?
Gramps was there too. And if you think he might not
That guy's alive.
be a cannibal, no, he's as bad as the rest of them. He even dances when he tastes his blood. So yeah, they decided they should let their grandpa do it. But since this dude freaking predates the dinosaurs, he keeps dropping the hammer. It's kind of like that SpongeBob episode, the firmly grasp it. And this was their biggest mistake. Because while they're trying to switch who holds the hammer, Sally breaks free and jumps out the window. Most realistic horror movie character, I swear. And it's daytime now, so she just starts hollering. And as the hitchhiker is slashing at her back, getting closer and closer to catching her, a freaking semi-truck runs him over. I forgot that happened. And this one ends with that same truck driver stopping to help Sally fight off Leatherface, only to run away. To where, I have no clue, but he's gone. He's gone. And
Why don't
luckily,
they just get back in the car?
pickup truck this time stops to save Sally just in time. Hey, maybe hitchhiking ain't so bad after all. Leatherface seems happy about it with that dance he's doing. Yeah, this one holds up too. It's a classic. I'm sorry, it's a classic. And now for the
Yeah, that did look like a better movie than the other ones that I've seen.
final, and by far the oldest movie of the video, and a movie I chose because I know it's something y'all gonna remember.
Nosferatu!
I know y'all recognize this guy, Nosferatu. First time I ever seen this.
Bro, I wonder how scary Nosferatu was for people in the 1920s. Like, that must have been nightmares for days, dude. Probably made people actually believe in, like, vampires.
It was the same place most of y'all seen, on SpongeBob, the #slinging slasher episode. And I remember covering my eyes when he would pop up at the end. This guy scared me, genuinely. So when I found out he was in fact real, like he had his own movie and SpongeBob ain't make him up, I put off watching it for years. Until like 2 weeks ago when I remembered it.
I don't know, man. I don't think I could sit through a movie from the 20s. Like, anything before, fucking, what is the one with the Yellow Brick Road? Is that Alice in Wonderland? No, that's not Alice in Wonderland. What the fuck is that? Yellow Brick Road, the old Tin Man dude. Wizard of Oz. Anything before the Wizard of Oz? Ugh. And I've watched, I was in a cinema class in college, and we had to watch, like, Casablanca and, like, other films. When was Casablanca? Like, 1940? Yeah, 1940. It's just bad. I think movies from that era are just, like, shitty most of the time. Like, I didn't dislike the film, but I'm like, hey, this would be a lot better if this movie wasn't, like, 80 years old.
Googled it and found out, bro, this movie's over 100 years old. 1922. To
Yeah,
put
that's
that into
crazy.
perspective, when this movie came out,
The roaring 20s, bruh.
Queen Elizabeth was in her 40s. Okay, I'm joking, but she was almost born. That's crazy. And even explaining it like that, I don't think y'all really understand how old this movie is. Guys, this movie is so old, it's a silent film. Like, no dialogue.
Oh, that's even worse, dude. I've watched, like, 10-minute silent films before, like, comedy ones. Oh, my God, the humor was terrible. It was literally like slip on a banana peel humor. Dude, if you watch like an old 10-minute silent film that's funny, I'm sitting in a quiet room just watching a guy like mime jokes. This is fucking awful. Like Charlie Chaplin, yeah, slapstick comedy. I understand older like, you know, a while back, like humor's been subjective and humor evolves over time, but I really think people like before 1940 were the unfunniest motherfuckers of all time. Like, the funniest guy you knew would be like the cringiest guy in your friend group today. Like, no good jokes, no good humor, and it was all like surface level shit, and none of it was like raunchy or funny or like, you know, breaking any barriers. It was always like just like a knock joke would be the vibe of humor.
On some Charlie Chaplin stuff. But 100 years old and no speech. Does this movie hold up? I think so. Look, the movie's obviously not the same level of scary as some films today. Nowhere near, actually. It's a simple story about a vampire whose name isn't Nosferatu. It's actually the Count, who is trying to, you know, do
Count Orlok.
vampire stuff and suck the blood of this dude he met's wife. But y'all gotta understand how insane that must have been back then. This was before vampire movies were everywhere. Like, there was no romance ones like Twilight or any good ones like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. None of that. So for a little sheltered European boy to see this in theaters back then must have been traumatizing, even more than it scared me. But you're right. This is about how it holds up today. And y'all be happy to know that even 100 years old, it seems like horror movies don't change that much. Because the main character in this movie is a idiot, just like in the newer ones. I'm serious. There's a scene, right? Well, I'll word it like this. If y'all woke up in the morning with bite marks on your neck and you have a roommate that only sleeps during the day, are you not gonna find that even a little suspicious? Just a little. Even if you don't know about vampires, you know this dude was awake at night when you got bit, so you could at least ask him what bit you. But yeah, point is, even though I may not watch it anytime soon or ever again, I think it holds up. In fact, I think there's modern horror movies that are much worse than this, much worse. Have y'all seen Imaginary? Talk about disappointment. Or maybe I'm just biased because he was in SpongeBob. Who knows? This one ends with the wife, whose name is Ellen, pretty much sacrificing herself and letting the Count suck her blood. And not because she's into it. No, this is not Carrie's mama. She did it to distract the Count, so when the sun rises, he doesn't notice, and the sun vanquishes him. Isn't it crazy that everyone in this movie is dead?
Bro, but like, okay, you're watching the movie, silence. Radio. Silent film is unbearable. Watch like 5 minutes of a silent film, and they'll throw stuff on the screen. Wowza! In big text, if it's a comedy one. Oh, that's not what was supposed to happen. And because you have to fucking read it. You have to read it. It has music? Yeah, usually. Usually there's like dun, 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 or some random shit.
That's pretty much all the movies I wanted to go over today.
But it's always like silly clown music.
Final judgment, I think these old horror movies hold up for the most part. Honestly,
wait, those shits are not copyrighted probably. I could probably pull up one. Old silent film comedy. Like, this shit had people dying, bro. Whoa! Whoa! What the fuck? Best of Buster Keaton's greatest stunts. No. Elephant. All right, I'm done with this. W.
Yeah. Hey, you guys. My favourite baby. God bless. Folded hands. Am I crazy, or does this child look like that wild...
But why would somebody make that into AI if it's already a real image? Like, they didn't change anything. They just said recreate this in AI. Like, just to see if it could copy it.
Yes, restoration of that Jesus portrait done by that old lady in Spain. Could it be? The wadded up tissue next to the game. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. The AI was wrong for that. Dr. Pepper slippers coming soon to Walmart, Red Heart.
Dr. Pepper slippers. What about this is AI? If upside down it says Fot Care Set instead of Foot Care. Look at her hand. Yeah, but I mean, it's behind the box. It's upside down. Well, yeah, but oh, well, yeah, that part is upside down. But it also says Fot Care Set instead of foot.
Oh, it's so good at making it look like an actual Walmart. Yes, but Fot Care. How far can animals identify us? What happens in that 600-yard window where you can be identified by a falcon, but not by a falcon? Schrodinger's falcon. Plus, that's not a giraffe. Me and my
husband after 23 years with the same pose and fun.
Husband after 23 years with the same pose and
yeah, 23 years ago, Buddy had an Apple AirPod.
fun, winking face with tongue, smiling face with 3 hearts. Right.
And then now the AirPods, like, merged into his ear.
Because AirPods were a thing 23 years ago. They were.
Wow, this is fun to try and spot, like, what's wrong. Because honestly, I don't want to say, like, I wouldn't fall for this, right? Like, if I actually stared at it. But if I was scrolling on, like, just any social media and I saw this image, I wouldn't like it. I would just go, nah. Because I just wouldn't give a shit. If this was real or not, I just wouldn't care, right?
Wore them so much, they became one with his ear. You're being really insensitive right now. I love other pranks.
And that is a problem, because then it makes, like, social media full of just, like, bot, like, not just dead internet theory of, like, you know, the majority of social media interaction is done through bots, but also just, like, what you watch is bot content, but the bot content isn't intriguing enough for you to investigate it, so you just go, and just scroll. I've guaranteed you've seen AI images or modified ones, haven't noticed, it's gotten a lot more prevalent. Oh, no, I agree. There's probably been instances where I've seen AI imagery and just not known or cared to even check.
Ingles aged too. Spirit science. Posts. Look at this hidden sugar and common drinks. Every choice we make carries
iOS tea, energy juice drink, Red Bull.
weight, and awareness is a powerful tool. I like how the bottom of the Coke can bows outwards to fit the curve of the C of Coca-Cola. Red tea, my fave. Who the fuck out here drinking sugar water? Like an ant? Or perhaps a hummingbird? Or...
We're already gone everywhere.
Oh, God. Are there people that drink sugar water? Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Whoa!
I was going to say that would be like 100 grams of sugar.
Top 10 richest billionaires 2025.
Jeff Bezos, Maryville. I don't know some of these people. Mark Zuckerberger. That's not Mark Zuckerberg.
I love how this looks like an in memoriam post. Combined wealth. There were trillions of dollars faced with tears of joy emoji. Who we got here then? Jeff.
Yes, Tom Cruise, $281 billion. I don't even know if Tom Cruise probably has like one at most.
We got here then Jeff Bakes, Mal Gibson, Mark Zuckerberg, and what? Yes,
Adam
if I think
Sandler.
Elon Musk is upsetting. Hello. Whilst we're on the topic of Musk, here's his family tree posted unironically. Oh God, this isn't how you do a family tree. This is a family wreath. Fear the nameless Musk, born 2021. Dolly Parton impersonator meetup in Texas.
I believe this. I know, like, looking into it, there's probably something that makes it, like this. But looking at it, I'd be like, oh, who cares? Scroll.
Is that Mr. Poopy Butthole on horseback on the right? Oh, wait. Oh, I missed this event, and I live right up the street from Boris Lufthansa. I have truly never, in all my 75 years, witnessed such a charming little display of determination mixed with cozy desperation. Brilliant. Fabulous idea. I'd have made besties with him and kept...
Who's putting fabulous idea? Bart Denver is a fucking NPC, bro. Oh my God, we're in the pit vipes in the profile picture. What do you mean, brilliant idea? You're gonna set up a tent at a fucking airport? What? That's not a good idea.
held up in there. Yeah, you know how you can never understand the overhead speakers? It's because they're speaking this language.
The flight to Deep is late.
Oh, no, I'm never going to get to Del Rito in time for Thanksgiving. Amarillo reflects a classic American plains city, known for highways, open land, and regional travel
Where the fuck do you get off that roundabout? It's just an infinite traffic circle. You just spawn there and you can never leave.
routes that connect communities across the central United States. Love the big circle road with no off-ramp, lol. We just be driving in circles out here. Hey, I live there. This isn't AI. I once accidentally teleported into the circle. I had to call for help to get out, loudly crying face emoji. This is what Amarillo actually looks like, if anyone was wondering. Where's the circle? I only order the cheeseburger.
Zero cheeseburger. $9,000.
But the table is saying to split to bill evenly. What were you doing, eyes emoji? That's why when you start ordering, tell the waiter it's a separate checks, yeah? Problem solved. Josh, mate. Oh yeah, what, that new place over on Pemna Viventag, ACMV, Weshenheim, DC? Yeah, I was just there last week. Pemna Viventag is my favourite German holiday. Bro got charged for 0 cheeseburgers. Face with teaser, face with teaser.
And what the fuck is La Flave Mantra Cat? $4,000.
Face with tears of joy. AI loves receipt posts for some reason. I broke the number 1 rule and took a
$285 at a fucking Olive Garden? What would you possibly have bought? Also, everything there is $1, $2, $5, and like $40.
co-worker on a date. We picked Olive Garden because it felt safe, casual, neutral, HR-approved vibes. Everything was cool until the check came. You're talking such shit. What do you mean you're taking her on a date? You've both got wedding rings on, and you're holding a receipt which says you've had a tiramisu, but she's still eating her salad. Let's just have a closer look at that receipt, shall we? 1 tier of fiddig with 1 Nutella tea and 1 wet towelettes. 2 nuttig nutties with oid betis. 1 tisair, nut. 1 tersarius, and 1 Triscuit. Add $1, $2, and $2.50, and $5, and $5.20, and $3, and it makes the total a $285.50. Duh, face with rolling eyes. And yet, almost every pleb gobbles it up, besides the odd cautious, is this a...
Oh my God. Dated a coworker, now married with 2 kids. Is this AI generated? Married my manager. Oh my God, bro. Like, we're entering the new wave of, like, people going to get genuinely scammed. Like, I think AI influencers is going to be even worse, where it's not like, we watched that one video about an openly AI, like, Instagram influencer and how they get sponsors and shit. I think it's going to be, like, so bad that on Instagram, it's going to be before, like, I know Kwebbelkop's trying to fast track this fucking Kwebbelkop AI shit and have, like, YouTube merge with AI, and you're gonna have like AI gamers. I don't think that's gonna happen for a long time. I think more realistically, there's going to be like flat out Instagram influencers that aren't real and you don't know.
AI generated? Of course it is. Who would have taken the picture? Both his hands are on the receipt.
Are you AI? Yeah.
Living that DualShock life, video game growing heart.
One shoe.
That controller is plugged in to potato chips. Fucking poster says scheme. Skull emoji. What happened to Crash? Look what it did to Space Jam. Swamp Jam is an absolute classic. I wore a sneaker on one foot and went barefoot on the other, which was the style at the time. Yeah, when your mum barges in your room when you're hanging out with your friend, so your shirt is backwards and you only have one shoe on. Collectors! Automobile dash symbol. Cars 4 2026. Hype. Lightning McQueen.
Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? There's another Lightning McQueen in the back with one eyeball. Oh my god. No, this is terrible.
He's back. Seymour. No, don't Seymour. This is AI. Disney said multiple times they'll never make another movie due to Pixar no longer having the partnership with the animation studio that did the Cars and Planes movies. Nice. I mean, you didn't really need to say that because there's a Cyclops with a three-eyed one. What is this supposed to be? What the fuck is this? Jesus is still king. Can I get an amen? Amen. No, wait. AIM. His own patch says Jesus. Is he saying he is king? Weight loss salad. Cucumbers, cherry tomatoes, onion. Those are some big fucking cherry tomatoes, lol. Stinky dicks, bagel seasoning, when only the finest will do. And the dressing only has 50 muffle per serving. Jack-o'-lantern emoji, POV, Halloween in the 90s, jack-o'-lantern emoji. More AI, which...
What, because there's just like pumpkins in the street? I think I'd fall for this one because nothing stands out as like absurd to me.
Tragically, humans were reacting with their real organic memories too. Yeah, I really miss when I was a kid and we just put pumpkins in the middle of the road. Nobody puts pumpkins in the middle of the road anymore. I miss the days when street lamps were just long sticks with nothing at the top. I also really miss those teeny tiny automobiles from the 90s that got banned after that one incident in 1999 that caused the media to erase them from the cultural continuum. I'm imagining a horror movie where someone gets sucked inside one of these AI hellscapes. Grocery store, 1920s. Hashtag vintage retail. Hashtag
Selling a lot of peas. Peas 15 cents. Peas 15 cents. Peas 15 cents.
women of the 1920s.
Peas and coffee. Is that the only thing that they sell?
Hi, yeah, I'll take some peas and some, peas. Oh, and some puffers. Coffee and peas is all one needs. In Mobile, Alabama, 23-year-old Red Lobster server arrested after no-tip receipt sparks seafood night chaos. Now, this is a tough one, and obviously it's got all the guys out there making fools of themselves. I mean, maybe it's real. Maybe it's real. Yeah. Oh, there's just one thing I find mighty confusing. It says the mugshot there is taken on the 18th November 2025. Now, see, I thought Mobile Alabama's Red Lobster shut down on May 2024. That's awful curious. Plus her Def Leppard shirt says Def Leppin. These are the sorts of AI photos which go the most undetected, though, largely as men on Facebook with these sorts of profile pics are too busy commenting like, I mean, Jesus.
What did that say? Come arrest me and book me to your life, Miss Officer.
Commenting like, I mean, Jesus.
So you're saying when a man gets you as his girl, you come with handcuffs? Count me in.
Christ, what are you doing? The comments are insane. Some motherfucker really said, oh, wowzers. But just look at the badge. It's literally a capture. And another tell, actually sit back and think about what you're looking at. No one would do this. At 53, he sang one song and blah, 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 blah. We are getting into the minutiae of clues here, but sometimes that's what's required. This is AI.
Ripped Eminem with just a million scars.
Eminem has a skull mushroom on his left arm, and Ronnie R.I.P. is at the bottom of the tattoo, not the top. I have the exact mushroom on my head, so I know. Yeah. I mean, they also kept the prompt, so sometimes.
Where? Oh. Just Truth Scars Legacy, Ren and Rhyme, ultra realistic, AK detail, shallow depth of field.
Digging down into the tiniest of clues isn't required, though. German short-haired pointer group shared that loyalty never fades, only remembered in silence. Generations pass, but a German short-pointed coims aunter always remembers what loyalty feels like in silence. What?
All right, WVid, though. That was fun. All right. Next video, Fern video. Camp 14, the most horrible place in North Korea. We've done a lot of North Korea reacts, but they're all very interesting because it's so, like, crowded. There's so much mystery around North Korea and what they do, how they function, what they do to their people, how bad the lives are. I've never heard about Camp 14, so this is going to be interesting.
Class is about to start for these 40 school kids. Like every week, the teacher starts searching everyone's pockets. This time, he finds something on a little girl. 5 kernels of grain. The teacher snaps.
5 kernels of grain? They're searching their pockets before school starts. 5 kernels of grain is bad? Like rice?
And commands the
grain like wheat.
Girl to come up front. She has to kneel down on the hard concrete floor. With a wooden stick, he strikes her on the head. Again.
On the head?
And again. And again. And again. Her classmates watch in silence. The beating goes on until the little girl collapses. Afterwards, her classmates carry her home. The same night, she dies.
What? For having 5 kernels of grain in her pocket, they fucking beat her to death? Why is that a violation?
The little girl and the other 39 children are all inmates in one of North Korea's deadliest prison camps, Camp 14.
Oh my God, no, we did hear about this in the Johnny... We didn't hear any specifics about it, but we heard about the camp in the Johnny Harris video, where you could see the camp and the outlines of it. And this is where they send, like... Dude, it's like an entire city. There's, like, thousands of people that live there.
Comparisons have been drawn to the Nazi death camps, to the Soviet Gulag. You know, they're accurate, and in their own way, they're different.
A lawless detention facility hidden in the mountains of Kaeshan, a place where people are imprisoned for the crimes of their parents. Once you end up here, you will most likely die here.
This is truly a space.
Crimes of their parents, but what's so weird that I don't understand about the camp is, like, yeah, in North Korea, if somebody tries to escape or they commit a crime, part of your family lineage is imprisoned in a camp. But if they have kids in that camp, are those kids also imprisoned? Like, is their family lineage perpetually there for the rest of eternity, or can they ever get out?
That is outside humanity, let me say that.
Prisoners are forced to work under inhumane conditions. The smallest mistake can cost them their lives. Escape is almost impossible. Only a handful make it out, risking everything on deadly routes.
Make it out, but then they probably have to go all the way out of North... If you make it out, you can't stay in North Korea. You would have to flee the country entirely, and I feel like Camp 14 isn't bordering, like, China.
In North Korea, there are several of these death camps, and the regime has kept them a secret for decades. But through the relentless work of human rights organizations, satellite imagery, and reports from survivors, we can have a glimpse at these facilities. Why are people being sent to Camp 14? What does daily life look like inside its walls?
I just don't understand why North Korea and Kim Jong-un and, you know, whether or not he's a figurehead and his sister runs the country or it's a culmination of things, neither here nor there. Why purposefully crush your nation like that? Like, I understand he keeps his power. I think that's what it is. If he keeps his nation in, like, an impoverished state where the majority of people are either imprisoned, starving, or dirt poor, he can be rich. But, like, if he actually tried to even still keep it a dictatorship, not be a genocidal dictator, and actually run his country in a normal fashion, wouldn't that benefit his own people and therefore him as well? I think it's like he would rather be, it's better to be feared than loved, is what he's saying, right? I think that's kind of the mindset. Who said that? Another dictator said that. Machiavelli. But it's like, why? That's the route he's going down because it keeps him in power, but it's like, dude, your nation and you, I feel like he would be more rich Even if he was less powerful, he would have access to more shit.
What horrors do the inmates face?
It gives himself more importance. I think it really boils down to also just like straight up narcissism, because he needs to be the center of his entire nation. And if his people are prosperous, then that he's not the guy they bend to.
And how do people actually get out? This is the story of the most horrific prison camp in North Korea.
It's some Hitler shit. Well, it's the same sense of Hitler shit in like he's basically being genocidal to his people. But Hitler was obsessed with world domination. Kim Jong-un's not obsessed with world domination. Kim Jong-un cyclically develops nuclear powers and fucking scares other countries till they defuse the situation. He steps back a little bit and he gets aid, right? And he kind of just does that over and over again to farm wealth for himself and his higher-ups, but still keep his people even like well below the poverty line, like dying poverty line.
This story is based on Escape from Camp 14 by Blaine Harden. One former prisoner of Camp 14 later changed parts of his story. Every time you see this symbol, it marks those revisions. If you want to know more about the exact changes and the reasons behind them, we recommend reading this article. Since North Korea did...
I would just be so worried, even as a North Korea defector. Like, if you left North Korea and you wrote about it, don't you think that Kim Jong-un, at least in part, his insanity, he hires some people to try and track these people down? Like, even if now in modern day you live in, like, Switzerland, or you live in Germany, or even the United States, I could easily foresee, like, Kim Jong-un trying to hire people to come kill you. Like... because he doesn't want you to talk shit about him. Like, that's how tight-knit this is he, like, they hate satellite. I wouldn't be surprised if they have shit underground now, or that's what he's planning to do, because then that keeps shit under wraps. Because he could say all the time, no, we don't have death camps, but, like, you could see them on Google Earth. But now if he puts it underground, you can't tell.
Denies the existence of these camps, independent verification is not possible. Shin Dong-hyuk is just a young boy when he witnesses the little girl being punished for having food in her pocket. Shin has no doubt she deserved it. After all, she stole food. And at Camp 14, stealing means...
Stole food, bro. 5 fucking grains of wheat? What is that, 2 calories? Or is that just supposed to be indicative that, like, she stole more?
He doesn't question it. He knows nothing else. The camp rules are...
It is brainwashed. It is. He's grown up in a camp where, in his mind, it makes logical sense that she should die. Because that's all he's known. It's like, I don't want to tune it to, like, being told Santa's real, but it's like, when you're a kid, you tell anybody anything, they're going to believe it. And if you grow up in a genocidal camp, and they teach you, hey, like, stealing is so wrong that you should die for it, he's probably not even going, wow, that's terrible. He's going, yeah, you know.
reality.
He's real, though? Yeah.
Shin was...
Oh, you mean Santa? No.
Was born in Camp 14, but his parents didn't fall in love. They were assigned to each other by prison guards. Intimacy...
I'm sorry, bro. And I feel like there's a argument to be made where, you know... Hey, Joe, you might have younger viewers that still believe in that. Bro, you like still believe in that shit? We're talking about genocidal dictators in North Korea, and in the back of your head, you're like, oh, I hope Santa's going to get me presents this year. I'm sorry, man. Like, you just shouldn't be watching me if you believe in that shit. Like, I'm not going to do this facade anymore of like, oh, you know, fucking, bro, come on. Like...
between men and women is strictly forbidden. If a woman becomes pregnant without...
We're watching a video about a fucking genocidal camp, and people are like, but Santa's real, right?
Permission. Intimacy between men and women is strictly forbidden. If a woman becomes pregnant without permission, both she and the baby are shot.
What? Wait.
Is strictly forbidden. They were assigned to each other by prison guards. Intimacy between men and women is strictly forbidden. If a woman becomes pregnant without permission, both she and the baby are shot.
Without permission? How does she get permit? What do you mean? She has to ask?
In Camp 14, there is only one way to have a child. Promotion. Those who work hard, and more importantly, snitch on others, may be granted a reward marriage. This is how Shin Dong-hyuk and his older brother Shin Hee-gyun come into the world. But they don't grow up as a real family.
I do want to question the moral... I think it's a survival in that sense, from the parents' perspective. But in that scenario, wouldn't you say, like, why are you having a kid? Maybe in hopes that they get out of it, or like going back to a regular, because they're saying promotion, so I'm assuming maybe you live a better life in the camp and you're able to go to school rather than just do like slave labor over and over again. But it's like now this kid's basically being born into slavery.
Their mother never talks about the past.
And they probably don't even have the option. It's like you're allowed to have a kid, but I feel like it's also just like, no, you're going to have a kid. Hey, you've been good. We're going to reward you. I don't want it. No, you need to take it. Like, that's probably what it is.
Their mother never talks about the past. Shin has no clue why his parents were imprisoned, and it probably wouldn't matter anyway.
Oh, but he does know that they're in a prison camp.
It's all about suspicion. You know, you don't have to be an anti-regime character. But if you're suspected of being anti-regime, of being a wrongdoer, a wrong thinker, of having engaged in wrong associations, they will send you to the camp.
This is Greg Scarlatoiu. He's president and CEO of HRNK, the Washington-based Committee on Human Rights in North Korea. For years, Greg and his team have been investigating human rights abuses at these camps. Like many others, Shin will most likely stay in Camp 14 for the rest of his life, even though he never committed a crime. This is the house Shin and his mother live in. Along with his mother's promotion came slightly better housing.
Okay, so that's answering my question. Because I kept saying, why would she have a kid if it's not, it's helping her. She gets a better house, better room, maybe she doesn't have to share. Like, they're able to live not a normal life by any means, but like, they get their own space.
They share it with 3 other families and
Never mind.
sleep on the floor.
Holy fuck, they don't even get a bed? So they just sleep in a bare bones house, no furniture, nothing. So it's just a roof, no AC, no heat. It's just to keep them out of, like, the rain.
They share it with 3 other families and sleep on the floor.
Oh my God.
There is a single light bulb in the kitchen. Electricity works for just 2 hours a day. There's no running water, no furniture, no shower, and barely enough food to survive.
Bro, like, I always see this is like such a weird, because like that's evil. That's evil, right? And can we agree? I think there's a difference between bad and evil people. This is like another level of you're not even human anymore. In the most I don't even care if that sounds fucked up. Like, if you're willingly putting hundreds of thousands of people to do this, you're not a human, right? Like, you have no moral groundings. It's not like you fuck up and you're just not seeing the right way and you're ignorant, right? Because a lot of bad people are bad out of ignorance. This is bad out of, not out of ignorance, out of the willingness to go, I'm going to fuck over and murder hundreds of thousands of my own people for the sole purpose of keeping me in power and keeping my narcissistic ways the way they are, right? Kim Jong-un gets to eat whatever the fuck he wants. He gets to smoke expensive cigarettes and have nice whiskey, and his people are dying in camps in the middle of the fucking woods.
The building is part of a model village.
Like, how do you do that? I don't, like, I understand he wants to keep himself in power. It's like, you could still be the leader of North Korea and not do this to your people, man.
One of many. Camp 14 is estimated to
And then they open, and then it's just so weird. Like how they opened tourism for like a week, and then all these vloggers came, and they were like, yeah, this is fake as shit. It's clearly guided. And then they immediately close it, right? It's because like they're trying to get tourism maybe for money, but I feel like it's propaganda. Like, in a weird way, it's like, we need to convince. And is that not telling that what they're doing is wrong? Like, that's how he knows. Because he's going, we're putting people in camps. We don't want them to know that we keep our people in camps. So we're going to do guided North Korea tours to make it seem like our country's amazing so people don't attack us more. Like, what the fuck?
over around 150.
Israel's just as evil? Well, what's going on in Israel is also fucking insane with Netanyahu and the bombing of fucking Palestinians and shit, and they fucking bomb, hospitals and stuff. And people always get mad in return and be like, well, Hamas is under the hospital. You know nothing about that, Joe. Oh, my fucking God. So, it's okay to bomb innocent civilians then. Yeah, it's a tough situation if that's true. Okay, but that doesn't mean you just fucking go right for the hospital. Well, the U.S. did it in the fucking war in the Middle East. That doesn't make it okay. 153,000 kilometers squared. can you guys visualize that? Whenever if you hit me with that number, I have no idea how big that is.
Square kilometers.
Like, how big is that? How big is 153 square kilometers? Like, what's 5 square kilometers? Like, what's like a block? What's like a New York block?
Almost 3 times the size of Manhattan.
Okay.
It is secured by
There we go. So it's huge.
a 60-kilometer fence, patrol paths, barracks, guard posts, and checkpoints. The whole area stretches from river valleys to mountain peaks. The wilderness and the Taedong River
Do they have an estimated amount of how many people are in this camp?
act as a natural barrier, an immense obstacle course separating the facility from the outside world. Little villages are scattered across the vast area, containing housing and working units.
These are sprawling facilities. They're very large facilities. So at some of these facilities, you see farming, agriculture going on. You see some of these facilities that are adjacent to coal mines or other types of mineral exploitation.
And it also has a school.
I'm thinking that do you think these camps fund like a large portion of like North Korea's money? Like, I wonder if there was like a pie graph or a pie chart, what percentage funds what? Because they don't really have a lot of opportunity for trade. Most countries don't fuck with North Korea for very obvious reasons. And they don't trade with them. And so all of their wealth has to come from in-house. And so I feel like to keep their country propped up, like the camp kind of runs that. Because they don't pay any of these workers. They just do basically slave labor.
City. And it also has a school. This is where Shin goes every day. His teacher wears a guard's uniform, carries a weapon.
They export a lot of minerals and coal. Yeah, but I mean, that's not like hyper valuable. Like, that's not gonna, like, their nation, even the best parts of North Korea are like very bad. Like, they don't have nice stuff.
And teaches obedience above all else. Camp rules are brutal. There are 10 of them. Even the smallest violation can lead to execution. Shin memorizes them all. Rule 1.
Wait, what?
Execution. Shin memorizes them all.
I think it's more insane to me, too. Like, even on the levels of, like, them having these concentration camps, like, killing an adult for fucking up a rule versus, like, a born-in-camp child, beating them to death in front of their fellow students because they stole 5 grains of fucking wheat.
Rule 1.
Family. They hold a press conference to give their opinions.
Those tests did not reveal any evidence of active or chronic denervation, nor any repetitive stimulation that would suggest active botulism at this time.
The North Koreans,
So they just made that shit up. I mean, yo, that's actually fucking unreal, dude.
teams are lying. And the Warmbiers have a different story.
They tortured him. They intentionally injured him. It looked
Yeah.
like someone had taken a pair of pliers and rearranged his bottom teeth. He had a large scar on his right foot.
They destroyed him.
They purposely and intentionally injured Otto.
On September 25, 2017, Fred and Cindy Warmbier gave an
I do love that they're doing this now. Where they're like, because I didn't keep involvement in this after this happened. I just had known that he had died. But I love that they went out on news stations and were like speaking against it.
interview on Fox and Friends. Trump apparently watched. This becomes the narrative. Physical torture.
Yeah.
And, as a consequence, brain damage. But soon, serious doubts emerge. Let's go through his injuries one by one. First, there was a noticeable scar on Otto's right foot. This is Dr. Lakshmi Kota Samarko, the coroner selected to conduct an external autopsy. Fred Warmbier had noticed the scar, but had Dr. Samarko?
Physically, as far as wounds, there were a few small scars that we documented. There was one that we really couldn't explain for medical instrumentation, which some of the other scars we could. But there wasn't anything on the external examination to indicate, other than that one scar that we couldn't explain, to indicate torture.
The Warmbiers opted against a complete autopsy, offering no reason for this decision. But Dr. Samarko did perform an external inspection. Later, in a lawsuit against North Korea, An expert witness cited the scar on Otto's foot as potential.
A lawsuit against North Korea. How's that working? Hey, Kim Jong-un, we're suing you. No, you're not. And then they just move on. Like, how do you sue North Korea?
Evidence that he was subjected to torture, possibly electric shock. But does this injury prove Otto was tortured? No. Then there are his teeth.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't even say the rearranged teeth. I would assume that if he had gotten tortured, they were like zapping his brain. Like that shit they were doing during World War II at that school. Or what? It wasn't a school. What was it called? With that doctor? Unit 731. Yeah, Unit 731 and Shiro Ishii. And they would like zap people's brains and shit. Like they would just keep it would be like electrocution torture, but it would be like to change your mind.
Fred Warmbier said it looked as though Otto's bottom teeth had been rearranged. Dr. Samarco couldn't confirm this.
We also consulted our forensic dentist, Dr. Wright, and I had him take a look at the imaging, specifically dealing with the lower teeth and mandible. He agreed with us that there is no evidence of trauma to the lower teeth or mandible.
In the lawsuit, this finding was disputed. Two of Otto's private dentists testified that his post-mortem dental x-rays, when compared to previous x-rays, indicated that some of his lower teeth had been bent backward, movement consistent with an impact injury. The New York Times had reported that Otto had been repeatedly beaten. That's not impossible. An ex-North Korean spy who was familiar with, though not directly involved in Otto's case, said he'd heard Otto was roughed up by prison guards.
그분이 감옥에 있으면서 간수들이 있잖아요. 간수들이 많이 때렸대요. 왜 때렸냐면 언어가 안 되잖아요.
He also continues to say that there might have been waterboarding. To him, that's standard practice, what he'd call
non-physical, like it's physical torture, but not something that would show up in like wounds.
Battery, rather than torture. It's difficult to say whether this ex-spy is credible, though. And even if Otto's teeth were bent backward, it's impossible to know for certain what caused that. Finally, the biggest injury of all, his brain injury.
The most important diagnostic test thus far was a magnetic resonance imaging scan of the brain. This study showed extensive loss of brain tissue in all regions of the brain.
In other words, the damage is universal, and scans show it occurred all at once. There's a technical term for this, an anoxic encephalopathy. It means an injury caused by a lack of oxygen to the brain. So either blood ceased to flow to Otto's brain, which would result in a lack of oxygen, or Otto stopped breathing.
This pattern of brain injury, however, is usually seen as a result of cardiopulmonary arrest, where the blood supply to the brain is inadequate for a period of time, resulting in the death of brain.
Oh my God, are they saying that he took his own life when he was in prison?
In tissue.
In general terms, one of the more likely causes of a cardiopulmonary arrest in a young person would have been a respiratory arrest.
In all likelihood, Otto stopped breathing. Any number of events could have caused this. An allergic reaction, choking, near drowning, anything that might prevent oxygen from reaching his brain. But which of these events was the cause? There's no way to know.
I hate that.
We have no certain or verifiable knowledge of the cause.
How could he have done that? Asphyxiation?
Or circumstances of his neurological injury.
A cause that could almost certainly be ruled out was repeated beatings. Repeated beatings to the head would have caused asymmetrical damage, with some regions being affected more than others. Also, scans revealed no fractures of the skull. Despite all this uncertainty, the Warmbiers insist on torture. And the question of whether Otto was tortured or not is not a medical side note. By now, it has the potential to escalate a simmering conflict between two nuclear powers. A year and a half before, mere days after Otto's detention, North Korea had carried out its fourth nuclear test in defiance of international sanctions. It also launched a long-range missile. In September 2016, it performed another nuclear test. By 2017...
Bro, I just don't understand how, like, Russia and China don't also want to just step in and stop them because they're their own powers that, you know, obviously are semi-allied, but like they have to witness Kim Jong-un and go, this is fucking crazy. You know, like Russia does its own shit. And, you know, right now they're in war with Ukraine and it's horrible. But they're getting like North Koreans are allies and aiding them in this. So I'm like, it just has to be like they're turning a blind eye. Like there's no way they're like, yo, you gotta stop. Like that's because that's worrisome for them as well. No, I feel like Kim Jong-un's like not sane in the way that like Xi Jinping is in like how he's gonna hold certain like conflicts, you know? Like you don't want, like I think it's more scary if Kim Jong-un gets nuclear power than Xi Jinping, you know? Like, but I mean, obviously Xi Jinping does have nuclear capabilities, but I'm saying like that's less scary for the world, you know? Like even on either side, you're seeing this. You're like, maybe we shouldn't give this dictator nuclear power. Not give it to him, but allow him to have that.
The year of Otto's return, the confrontation between the U.S. and North Korea was near the
Who's Xi Jinping, leader of China?
Boiling point.
North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen.
It was the beginning of the 2017-2018 North Korea crisis. Meanwhile, Otto Warmbier's case took on an increased political weight. Trump had adopted the torture hypothesis as fact.
Trump need to press that red button. Terrible idea. You nuke North Korea, they're going to fucking nuke everybody else before they die. It's the same shit, dude. It's just mutually assured destruction. That's why nuclear war is like the max out for countries. It's just it enables you to have like an ultimate last defense of like, okay, even if you wipe my country off the map, we'll still kill you.
Senator John McCain said Otto had been tortured and murdered. Senators Adam Schiff and Marco Rubio also used the word murder. Fred Warmbier's analysis was that his son served as a sort of human shield.
North Korea doesn't do anything by mistake. It was their fourth nuclear weapons test, and they had a lot of things they wanted to cover, and they felt like Otto was going to provide them the security they needed to get away with these things.
Oh my God, to frame Otto to say that, oh, we need to escalate our military power because the Z Society and the Methodist Church and the CIA are all three conspiring against against North Korea, that we have to scale our military power.
Then, in 2018, Michael Flukinger, the doctor that helped bring Otto back to the US, revealed a new piece of information to GQ. The staff at the North Korean hospital where Otto stayed told Flukinger that they received him the day after his trial, and he was already unresponsive.
What? So he was in like a coma for a year?
They had to resuscitate him, then give him oxygen and put him on a ventilator, or he would die, Flukinger told GQ. Also, there's a brain scan dated April 2016.
We received copies of brain MRI images from the medical personnel in North Korea. The earliest images...
So how did he eat pork and spinach? BN, that was already disproven, bro. He did not have botulism. That was a lie that North Korean officials said to the United States to say that they didn't torture him.
Are dated April 2016. Based upon our analysis of those images, the brain injury likely occurred in the preceding weeks.
Of course, the North Korean story might be a lie. It might not be true that he was hospitalized the morning after his trial, but there is strong medical evidence that he sustained his brain injury in the days or weeks after March 16. In any case, Otto Warmbier...
Why the fuck did they not return him then? You know what I mean? Like, if they did that to him right then, why did they not... Like, why did they keep him? Like, that doesn't make sense.
But it's very unlikely that he was actually sent to one of the notoriously horrific North Korean labor camps. American detainees are treated differently. According to GQ, Otto Warmbier most likely stayed in a used guest house in downtown Pyongyang during his detention. The hard labor he was sentenced to would likely have been planting soybeans and making bricks. Grueling, backbreaking work, but nothing compared to coal mining, which is typical for North Koreans. North Korea needed him as a bargaining chip, and bargaining chips don't have—
Oh my God. So maybe they didn't actually put him in that state. They just needed him as like a trade? Like as fucked as it sounds, like a trade token. Like it's something they could fall back on.
have much value if they aren't in good condition. And in a sense, he was.
We believe that for somebody who's been bedridden for more than a year, that his body was in excellent condition, his skin was in excellent condition, and we didn't see any evidence of decubiti or bed sores.
In its article, GQ proposes a different theory than torture. During the 2 months between his detention and his confession, Otto was likely subjected to relentless interrogation for as long as 15 hours per day. The only respite from the interrogation would have been North Korean propaganda films. Previous prisoners were told their government had forgotten them. Some fell into debilitating depressions, even attempting suicide. At trial, so hours, weeks, or days before he supposedly fell into a coma, he was visibly desperate.
Please think of my family. I'm the oldest son in my family.
GQ speculates that in the hopeless hours after his sentencing, Otto may have attempted to take his own life. A lack of oxygen to his brain could have caused his injury. Of course, this theory is just one of many. An allergic reaction to a sleeping pill, an excessive administration of drugs, a suicide attempt, a heart attack, a form of torture that left no obvious lasting marks. It could have been any of these things. Without Otto here to tell the tale, we may never know the truth.
I mean, like, couldn't he, I'm just saying, I don't know if this happened. Couldn't he have tried to hang himself, like, 3 days after? Cut oxygen to his brain, didn't die. They save him, but now he's perpetually in this state, and the wounds that would be on his neck would have healed by the time he was sent back. He wouldn't have neck scars because he wouldn't have any laceration that would have been there would have been healed by the time they returned him.
In May 2018, something weird happened. Trump tweeted that he was going to meet Kim Jong-un in person, and everything changed.
Getting a good picture
I'm instantly asking that motherfucker what the hell they did to Otto.
of everybody, so we look nice and handsome and thin.
After the Singapore summit, Otto's name all but disappeared from Trump's lips, replaced by the name of Kim Jong-un.
And then we fell in love, okay? No, really. He wrote me beautiful letters, and they're great letters. We fell in love.
The previous year, Trump tweeted that he tried so hard to be Kim's friend and referred to their relationship as
It's a very special relationship.
In 2019, when asked whether he thought Kim knew about Otto's case, his reply was startling.
I don't believe he knew about it.
The Warmbiers were outraged.
Get the fuck out of here.
Trump had helped them bring Otto home and relisted Kim Jong-un's country as a state sponsor of terrorism. Now he seemed to admire him.
Well, he is very talented. Anybody that takes over a situation like he did at 26 years of age and is able to run it, and run it tough. Very few people at that age, you can take 1 out of 10,000 probably couldn't do it.
Otto Warmbier was many things.
1 out of 10,000. Historically, the average person in power was younger than him. Bro, like why are we glazing Kim Jong-un for being able to take over a dictatorship that was fucking handed to him? Like,
An all-American boy, an unlucky tourist, a loving son. But on the international...
Kim Jong-un was notably a bad student. Like, that was said of, like, he didn't do his homework, didn't show up on time. He was lazy. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? We're just glazing Kim Jong-un.
Stage, he was a pawn and a symbol. Pyongyang deployed Otto on the chessboard of politics, using him domestically as a mouthpiece to spread anti-American propaganda, and internationally as a bargaining chip, a hostage to be traded for the easing of sanctions or other U.S. concessions. For the Trump administration, Otto Warmbier was useful as a symbol, driving the narrative that he was tortured by a barbarous regime and possibly using his death as a means of psychologically preparing the American public for war, the threat of which Trump hoped would make Kim back down. Otto was sentenced to 15 years hard labor for an alleged crime that in most countries would be considered, at worst, vandalism, based on a sham trial. No matter what happened to him,
I think in most countries you wouldn't even get arrested. I think in most countries you would probably get a small fine, or they would be like, you're just banned from coming back to the hotel.
that in itself is damning enough. And even if he likely never had to go to one of North Korea's prison camps, they are hell on earth. Uncertainty about his cause of death.
What'd he do? Take a poster. And it might have not even been him. Everybody that was with him said that he wasn't even at the hotel at the hour that they said that he did it. And you can't see a face. You only see the figure of a man. And there's a lot of men in the world. So, like, that shit just pisses me off. I fucking rip Otto in the chat, because that was fucking horrible. Like, wow. Spotting the clues in AI slop.
An eagle flame. During a college football game, a bald eagle did its pre-game flight, but instead of returning to its trainer, it flew straight to the arm of the only Native American in the crowd. Out of thousands of people, it chose them. The stadium went silent, knowing they just witnessed something powerful. A moment of respect, spirit, and visibility. Folded hands sparkle. Yeah, no, it's not AI, no.
Some shit you see on Facebook. Is this Facebook? I don't know what app this is. I feel like it's so easy to scam old people with AI now. You just make some shit on Sora, remove the watermark, and then be like, look at this wholesome video. And then you'll just see a bunch of like grandmas and grandparents in the back like, blessed up. That's awesome. Oh, how sweet. How sweet. A group of rats saved a child from a lion. And they'll believe that. And it'll be the rats, like, making a bed, carrying the kid away. And, like, swarming the tiger. They'd be like, wow, nature really does help people sometimes.
Oh, it's his eagle when he gets hired to fly it at sport events, yeah. Yeah, my initial thinking was that, but then I saw...
How do you show this is AI? I feel like you can see when stuff is AI when people have, like, lifeless eyes. Like, look at that shit. Like, they don't look like they're looking at anything. I also think it was the dude I saw below taking a piece of a brownie. What is that?
The dude below him taking a pic with what seems to be a piece of brownie. And the hand below would have been blocking their own camera. I ran a video on people believing AI slop was real 2 years ago, and you all said, nah, Matt, the comments are all bots too. No one actually gets tricked by AI. Well, look at the mess we're in.
2 years ago, I think people wouldn't get tricked. But now AI's good enough to where, yeah, the majority, every Twitter video at Grok, is this real? At Grok, did this actually happen?
Now, having a question.
And then, Grok, like, you're asking an AI if it's AI, and the AI could be wrong. It's like, the amount of trust people have. I know, like, ChatGPT and Grok and, like, AI in general is smart. And smarter than the average person. But that doesn't mean that it's right every time. It still doesn't actually work for video. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're not going to know.
Everything we see these days, like some nightmarish version of Is It Cake? AI used to be easy to spot, but now requires more detective work. Like,
I still think it's not easy, but after you watch, like, 30 Sora videos, I think you could, with, like, 85% accuracy, pin whether or not something's real.
The lobster claws are the same size. That doesn't happen in real life. True legends, One Final Farewell, Eric Clapton and Paul McCartney break out. No, he didn't. Paul McCartney's left-handed. There's always some clue from how AI has slipped up, even as small as the fact that nobody ever writes prices $299.00 because it's been studied that when the .00 included, people are less likely to buy. So keep your eyes peeled. Ben & Jerry's milkshakes in all your favourite flavours. Don't know about you, but I want to try fish food, face-savouring food emoji. Will they do any in the dairy-free flavours? Please don't be AI. Ah, yes. Bernazzi's Bender's Berries. My
Dude, and the fact that they see this and then don't even, like, Bro, like, I'm not even saying you need to look at this and then stare really close to see the flaws in the AI. Just look up if it's real. Why are we asking Grok? Like, so many things. Ben & Jerry making a milkshake bottle. Is Ben & Jerry's making a milkshake bottle? No. Just Google it. Like, I feel like actually people I don't want to say Google's the end-all be-all too, because Google itself 10 years ago was the same fucking problem, where people just Google something and then immediately believe it. But, Google's AI now, not if you fucking scroll down, I use Google AI too, but I'm saying, like, scroll down. The first result's AI, and then just fucking swipe past that shit and look at an actual article or Ben & Jerry's website. You know? Nobody does that anymore. I think people have actually replaced Google with AI. Like, the amount of people that when they have to look up something, they just chat GPT it instead of Googling it is nuts. They never look at articles. They never do anything. They just immediately go, well, ChatGPT said this, so. Did you know 82% of Americans don't have a high-yield savings account? That is leaving free money on the table that you could have. You just have sitting in a bank account, not accruing interest. That's where Chime, the sponsor of today's video, can help you. Chime's high-yield savings account earns 3% APY. That is 7 times the national average of 0.39%. That is a huge difference. Let's do the math. If you have $7,000 in a regular savings account earning 0.39% APY, that is $27 a year. If you use Chime's high-yield savings account, that $7,000 could earn $210 a year. That is an entire gym membership, pair of headphones, so many other things. That's way more money. Way more money. The average American also spends $300 a year in bank fees. Chime, on the other hand, has no overdraft fees, no minimum balance, and no monthly fees. Another reason to switch over. Signing up is quick and easy, and what better time to get in than right now, because you can file your taxes for free through Chime. Make your money work for you and switch to Chime to get up to a $350 bonus and earn up to 3% APY on your savings. Go to chime.com/Joe Bartolozzi. It'll be the top link in my description, or scan the QR code on screen and make sure to go through my link to get the bonus. Plus, you get no overdraft fees and your paycheck up to 2 days early with Chime. That is chime.com/Joe Bartolozzi. Thank you to Chime for sponsoring this video, and let's get back into it.
I love strawberry 68 cake. London. Before everything, it was one of the most beautiful, clean, and safest places in Britain. Yeah, back then they drove on the rye. It was crazy. Not just that, the backwards man. The backwards man!
Dude, it's so hard. No, because, like, your eyes immediately, you don't immediately notice it. Like, when I saw this, I was like, okay, well, it's probably AI, and I was looking up here to see what looked weird. I think it's also just, like, come on, like, the picture of the kid smiling with the kid, like, it's just, like, too perfect of a photo.
Beautiful, clean, and safest places in Britain. Yeah, back then they drove on the rye and Culkin reunite at family Christmas party.
Dude, it's the eyes, man. I feel like AI's so bad at getting eyes to look normal. Once they ace that, it's going to be hard to tell. It kind of looks like they get Macaulay Culkin, and then they just, like, paste, like, weird clay eyes on every character. Also, what the fuck is that in the back?
Dressed as Home Alone kids, recreating a classic holiday moment. I like how kid...
Facial expressions, I think they get the smile right. It's just, like, at times it looks a little uncanny.
Holiday moment. I like how Kiernan has an extra of
Oh, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Does he have 11 fingers?
Corley's arm. Oh my fucking god, how did I miss that? And what the heck is this in the background? Crown emoji, the 2 P's pack.
We're getting extremely close to indiscernible video, and it's worrying the amount of fraud that'll happen. What do you mean by fraud, Brady? Like scams? Or just like defamation or shit? Like, what are you saying is gonna be... I think it's going to be like fake news. Like, it's going to be scams. And then also, I think most social media outlets are going to be unreliable because a lot of people don't like, here's the problem. News outlets in general are biased, right? They're trying to share news and inform people, but first and foremost, they're a company that's trying to make money. So they're going to share the news that they think is best and what's going to make them the most money. So a lot of people go to social media, but now you could get paid to use Twitter. You could get paid to use Facebook. You could get paid to use Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and Twitch and all these other platforms. So news outlets are going to be more and more motivated to just create false narratives. So while there may be accounts that are still trustworthy on your For You page or your feed, you might see something that's a news post from a page that is literally just full of fake shit. I could get paid? Yeah. And you see it now. I mean, I can't like quote accounts, but you could probably find them on Twitter pretty quickly. There are Twitter accounts that flat out post fake shit. Maybe with a culmination of semi-real or slightly misinformed shit. But like, they just post stuff that gets views, right? Because it's not if the news is true, it's if the news is going to get clicks and likes and interaction and engagement. That's what you want. And it's like, that's a problem on actual news outlets as well, because it's like, you're not actually going to inform people of anything good. You're not going to inform people of anything that's not going to gain eyes. But it's even worse on social media when you just give that to just the hands of a random guy that could just do whatever he wants. The amount of people that just believe the first thing they see. And I'm not trying to say that of like you guys in my chat, but some of you guys as well. And even me at times, like the amount of ignorance people have to what's going on in the world where they just see something and immediately go with it. They don't fact check. They don't look for themselves. They don't, actually interact with an individual or anything themselves. They just go, oh, well, somebody said this. This said this. I can't. And then they just move on.
To why Taylor Swift and Donna Kelsey's 2025 shopping spree just redefined the in-law relationship. I like it how AI thinks Taylor would wear the same outfit.
I've seen 5 TikToks about people bitching about the Apple charging the iPhone 18. iPhone 18 has not been announced in any capacity. They're literally just believing fake videos. Yeah, the charging port shit. I saw that and I looked it up and it said they hadn't announced anything. iPhone 18 charging port. I want to see if that rumors suggest, but it doesn't actually say that's what they're going to do. It's expected to use USB-C. They're gonna. Like, there's no way they wouldn't. I'm going to also have the take. I love that iPhone switched to USB-C because now I don't need some fuck-ass iPhone charger. Like, there's only 2 chargers that you need. Like, the speaker Android charger and the USB-C. And that's it. Those are the only charging cords I need. And anything that I need to charge fits in those 2 fucking slots. Either USB-C or this. Or just USB. It's amazing. It's like, I know it sucks too if like you're somebody with like an older iPhone as people move forward. But it's like, it's just awesome.
Shopping.
Yeah, micro USB. I never know the name of it. I just go Android charger.
The floor laughing emoji. It's the tiny microphone for me. The goal is never Gucci bags. It's acres of land. RIP to that horribly long misshapen horse skull emoji. Just imagine how small the horses would be if they walked all the way to the house. I'm a farmer's daughter, and some people think that makes me last. I grew up on a sweet potato farm about 10 miles outside of town, where mornings...
And who's posting this? Like, are people posting this for... It has to be for money. Like, the account that's posting this isn't just like an auto-ran bot. Like, some person is making this image and then faking this.
Start before the sun.
For engagement.
And vacation means a county fair. My parents have
I think people on Facebook are doing this too. Because it's like, you pretend to be this wholesome farm girl, and then you get, like, some 80-year-old sugar daddy to be like, oh, you're what women aren't like anymore. Do you want to date me? And then they get scammed out of all their money.
Under that.
It's catfishing, but most catfishing previously used to be, like, pretending to be somebody you're not. This is just, like, you're not even a person. Like... You're catfishing as an AI individual.
Yeah, I'll stop you there. The chicken have duck feet, you stupid goddamn dumbass emotionally manipulative robot prick. Today, I returned a library book I checked out when I was a kid. And I'm old enough now that the librarian behind the desk had to blink twice, like she thought I was joking. This is AI photo. A book that old wouldn't have a barcode. They only started using those 30 years ago at the earliest, and it wouldn't have been on the cover. They were still tucking in the book, so they could also stamp the card as reminder to return. Well spotted. Very good, but also
where the red fern grows. Like that's what gave away the barcode, gave away its fake. Where the red fern grows.
Where the red fern grows. Oh, sounds like a good book. AI fucking slop. United passenger posted his first class ticket.
What a big ticket. And what language is that?
it to brag about Trump and someone cancelled his flight. Fuck, AI's getting too good. Why does his ticket say Unico and United? Why is the champagne in his glass but his champagne is unopened? And why is he holding his bollocks? You forgot his legs shorter than his arm. Plus, he's literally on the flight. Right? Loudly crying face emoji, loudly crying face emoji, loudly crying face emoji. What, they're gonna kick him off now, are they? What's happened there then? Okay, cabin crew, come in. Can I just confirm you've served all the food and drink, yes? Fantastic. So everyone's got a hot meal and a full glass of alcohol right in front of them, correct? Great. If you could just go through now and actually make sure that everyone's got a ticket. Brilliant. And then after that, probably best start thinking about taking off. Where are pictures of Obama praying? Ooh, not many clues to work with here. Oh, but let me just try something. One sec. Marietta Handyman Services.
Oh, that's bad. You could tell just like off of the smoothness. AI always over smooths people's skin. There's no texture.
Safely. Wired right? No.
Oh, he has 3 hands. I didn't even see that. Oh my god.
Stress.
And he's just not even holding the fan.
Do all of your workers have 3 hands? Marietta Mandyman? Some hospitals and hospices in the UK and Australia have introduced cuddle beds. That is, special wider beds that let families lie beside their...
This seems horrible, dude. Cuddle bed, but they got, yeah, and they got a bedpan under that. Imagine, bro. Oh my god.
Loved ones who are terminally ill. These beds bring comfort, warmth, and emotional closeness during the most...
Yeah, why don't you emotional comfortness. Hey, your dying grandma, why don't we lay on her? Also, she has 3 hands.
Who are terminally ill. These beds bring comfort, warmth, and emotional closeness during the most difficult final moments of life. Do you think this practice should be followed by all hospitals? Again, AI slipping up on the old hands, but it does have a solution for that, though. Happy birthday to my twins, Party Popper 2 Hearts. Some heartless people won't congratulate them just because they're different, broken heart crying face. Hashtag stay strong. I refuse to believe we humans are this stupid. Oh, I've got bad news for you.
Oh my god. Dude, and it's all like the Facebook moms. Christina O'Boyle. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Birthday blessings. Happy birthday to both of you.
What are they supposed to do with those blocks? Just going back to this one.
What it just...
Though quickly, what's odd is that it's based on a real idea.
I didn't even think about that. That one I was trying to see why it was AI. I was going to say, well, like twins, what are the odds that they, even if you're genetic twins and one of you is missing, you know, your lower half of your arms, would that mean that the other one would also be missing the lower half of their arms?
Just going back to this one though quickly, what's odd is that it's based on a real idea, on a real picture. The AI decided to festoon with messed up flags and turn it for no reason into an airbed. God, imagine you sit on the side of this and grandma just launches into the air like a trampoline.
I do think hospitals are too sad. This does look more comfortable, but the problem is it's just like, it's unrealistic to assume that like people are going to come cuddle with their dying grandparents.
Like 5 nurses trying to hold the bed down and get her up for a bath, and she's just flopping around in the middle like a fish. AI has a habit of doing this. Here's a photo, a real story. The Arizona Fire Department had 19 babies born to the 18 firefighters inside of 1 year. AI decides, no, I can do that photo. Baby? Yeah, I've seen one of those before. Yeah.
Don't tell me he actually didn't take the poster and they just framed a random guy.
On January 1st, 2016, New Year's Day, I committed severe crimes against both the people and the government of the DPR Korea. The task was given by the Friendship United Methodist Church. At the encouragement of the Z Society and the connivance of the United States administration.
He's saying that the U.S. government and the Methodist Church implored him to take the poster. Did he take it or did he just put it down? Like, I don't understand.
I came to commit this crime task.
The full story goes like this. His friend's mother, a deaconess at the Friendship Methodist Church in his hometown of Cincinnati, Ohio, instructed him to deal a blow to North Korea by stealing an important political slogan to be hung in her church as a trophy. As a reward, he'd receive a used car worth $10,000. Were he to be detained, the church would pay his family $200,000.
The aim of this crime was...
Oh, wow. So this was literally just all set up by North Korea, and they just framed a guy to, like, say that he was conspiring against the state?
To harm the work ethic and motivation of the Korean people.
He told his mother about his plans.
She cried and said not to do anything dangerous. I considered less, not wanting to hurt my mother. But since then, I received several alluring pressures from the Friendship United Methodist Church, leading me to finally decide on my crime attempt.
He then shared his plans with a member of the Z Society, a secret society at the University of Virginia that Otto wanted to join. He'd heard all of its members go on to get high-paying jobs.
He promised if I was successful, he would help me gain membership in the Z Society.
Finally, he decided to do it.
After I planned in detail to accomplish my plan.
Yo, and, like, do the North Korean people in this room believe this guy? Or do they also all know that this is a load of horse shit crafted up by some fucking dumbass on their end trying to say that, yeah, Otto Warmbier got paid by a random church pastor to fucking steal a poster. And that if he stole the poster, he would receive great financial gains and a used $10,000 car, as well as high-position job options when he returns. To steal a $5 fucking poster that is probably made of dog shit fucking material as well.
On the early morning of January 1st, 2016, I committed my crime of taking out the important political slogan from the staff-only area of the Angakdo International Hotel, aimed at harming the work ethic and the motivation of the Korean people.
And he explains...
What, the fucking one janitor and the maid at the hotel, dude? They probably have no guests at that fucking hotel anyway. I mean...
The plot goes all the way to the top.
The United States administration already knows about my act through the CIA, which is closely linked to the Z Society, and connived at my...
Yo, the Z Society actually sounds like some shit that's made up from, like, a Disney film. Like, genuinely.
Crime.
The church, too, is linked to the government.
The Friendship United Methodist Church is not a typical church. It is very wealthy, with $42 million. That is why the United States administration...
Yeah, the fucking $42 million. I mean, that number might be accurate across all of the Methodist churches combined. His local Cincinnati church does not have $42 million.
Has very close ties with this church.
He was manipulated, plain and simple.
I was clearly given the task by the Friendship United Methodist Church. I was encouraged by the Z Society. My crime is very severe and pre-planned. I regret my actions more than anything. I beg for forgiveness, and I beg for help in any way possible to save my life.
완비호의 발언이 끝났습니다. 들으신 바와 같이 미 행정부는 우리 공화국을 반대하는 정말 더러운 행위를 감행하고 있습니다.
Experts agree that Otto Warmbier's confession seemed quite obviously coerced and staged.
Yeah. What? I mean, yo, how, dude, even the average North Korean person watching this, there's no way that they don't know what Methodists are. Like, I think they're just going, oh, the religion in the United States. Yeah, they always say religion's bad here. Ooh, they're conniving against us.
Korea has a history of coercing confessions, and the U.S. accused North Korea of broadcasting this one for propaganda purposes. A member of the Z Society said Otto had never approached them and denied any affiliation with the...
What is the Z Society? That's an actual thing? What the fuck? A secret society that was founded in Virginia in 1892? Remain anonymous because the belief That service, when provided anonymously, provides a unique philanthropic opportunity.
CIA, and the senior pastor at Friendship United Methodist Church said he didn't know of the deaconess mentioned by Otto. But this is later, after it's too late. Now, standing before the Supreme Court, all Otto can do is beg.
I was used and manipulated. Please, act to save me. Please save my life.
But his pleas fall on deaf ears. He's handcuffed and led from the room. He's been sentenced to 15 years of hard labor. 2 days later, on March 18, the Korean Central News Agency released the CCTV footage to the public. Western news outlets treat
Bro, that's not him. Oh my God. I feel like the story I was fed was from North Korea. What the fuck?
the footage with suspicion. That figure could be anyone.
That shit's in 140p.
One story notes that the corridor is well lit, something that, in a country where electricity is scarce, is far from the norm for staff-only spaces. Some of his tour mates give interviews. One of them, Sarah McLaughlin, says there was an issue with the time shown in the video.
Your group had been out at a New Year's Eve party in the hours before that. Were you even back at the hotel then?
No, the time didn't match up at all.
According to her,
What the fuck? So from the start, North Korea planned on pinning this on someone, and they picked Otto because he didn't go out with the rest of them. Like, if Otto had gone bowling or something, they would have just picked somebody else.
the young pioneers didn't return to the hotel until around 3 a.m., more than an hour after the footage was allegedly captured.
Oh my God.
Another tour mate says in an interview with the BBC that Otto was careful to observe the rules. They'd been told not to take pictures of military staff or installations, and he'd been nervous when taking a photo with military personnel in the background.
Men for mig giver det simpelthen ikke mening, at den samme fyr, som stod og var så nervøs over at få taget det her ene billede, som måske var lidt på kant med det, vi havde fået at vide, vi måtte, så skulle kunne drikke sig så fuld og forvandle sig til et helt andet menneske nærmest, og så bare jorde op og prøve at stjæle et banner.
His roommate, Danny Grattan, also doubts that it was Otto.
We never mentioned anything remotely like that. We'd already bought some souvenirs. In my heart of hearts, the guy I knew for 3 or 4 days was not that type of guy.
Everything about the whole story was fabricated, in my opinion.
But why?
Otto's parents, Fred and Cindy, turned to the Obama administration for help, but the war
Oh, was Trump not president at this time?
Warmbiers later said they were advised to keep quiet. According to GQ, Robert King, the special envoy for North Korean human rights issues, warned that drawing media attention to the ordeal might anger the regime.
Oh my God, and then they would just kill him. I don't even think that's bad, the government, because my point was like, if Trump was president, I feel like he'd be like, I'm just going to kill you guys, give him back. But then they would just kill him. King warned Warmbiers to expect a marathon, not a sprint. He recommended the family be quiet to avoid antagonizing the unpredictable regime.
Media attention to the ordeal
Yeah, because they could just do anything.
might anger the regime. What makes it even more complicated is that the United States has never had a formal diplomatic relationship with North Korea. There is no U.S. embassy in Pyongyang.
Yeah, so how are they even going to communicate?
The Swedish ambassador serves as the liaison for Americans, but the Swedes' calls and emails are met with silence. The days turn to weeks, turn to months. Efforts at back-channel diplomacy are stymied. The issue is passed from one administration to the next. No one knows where Otto is, what he's doing, or how he's being treated. Then, in early June 2017, some 17 months after his detention, the news finally arrives. Otto is unconscious. An extraction team of doctors and diplomats is put together, and finally,
Let me start by saying that I'm glad Secretary of State Rex Tillerson and I, along with a very talented team, were able to get Otto Warmbier back with his parents.
Fucking idiot, dude. Like, I mean, like, we got Otto Warmbier back. He's in a fucking coma. We got Otto Warmbier back. He's brain dead. He's, what the fuck? We got him off the plane. You got him back. You got a body back, bro. You ain't get the guy back. Otto's not there mentally.
Otto Warmbier is returned to U.S. soil on June 13.
We're thrilled that our son is on American soil, and I'm able to talk to you on Otto's behalf, and I'm able to wear the jacket that he wore when he gave his confession. Otto, I love you, and I'm so crazy about you.
Bro, this whole fucking thing feels weird, man. Like, even there, I feel like the dad would be, like, crashing out.
Last night, being able to see Otto for the first time in, gosh, I bet it's 18 months, it was fantastic.
Mad at Trump? I'm not mad at Trump. I'm just saying that speech where they were like, oh, we got Otto Warmbier back. Like, it's not a victory, bro. He's not, like, make sure he's alive and well. Like, that'd be like, we got this person back. He's in a vegetative state.
Otto's not in great shape right now, and he's been through a real tough time, and it's great to have him with us, and I'm very proud of him.
Otto is home.
Were they supposed to leave him there? No, but don't announce on a press conference to up your PR that you got a guy back like you just killed Osama bin Laden, when in reality, the guy you got back, you didn't get back safe. That's all I'm saying. Like, they were met with soft ears, did nothing for 17 months, and then he comes back fucking almost dead.
When Cindy and Fred met Otto at the airport, they were shocked.
We walked over to the plane. We heard this howling, involuntary, inhuman sound. Otto was on the stretcher across in the plane, and he was jerking violently, making these inhuman sounds. Otto had a shaved head. He had a feeding tube coming out of his nose. He was blind. He was deaf.
We got Otto Warmbier back. Like, you see the point I'm trying to make? You see the point? That's all I was just trying to say. Can we lock back in on this poor guy that's dying, right? Like, that's all I was just trying to say is, like, why are you giving a speech like it's a fucking victory, bro? Like,
He was taken to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center's Neuroscience Intensive Care Unit, where extensive imaging and diagnostic tests immediately began.
His vital signs were stable upon arrival and have remained so.
He doesn't need...
He was blind, deaf, on a feeding tube, and convulsing violently. Wow.
help breathing, no signs of infection.
What, do we know why? Do we know why they sent him back? Like, did North Korea just ship him back? Fern didn't fill that. He said the Swedish liaison couldn't contact North Korea. Nothing happened for 17 months, and then randomly they're informed that he's unconscious and he's shipped back to the United States. So what? Like, North Korea, like, almost killed the guy and went, oh, fuck, now this is going to be a problem. We got to send him back.
Dysfunction of non-neurological organs. His neurological condition, though, is described as unresponsive wakefulness.
Oh, were they, like, electrocuting him or something?
What used to be called a vegetative state. He blinks. Sometimes his eyes open, but he isn't aware of his surroundings and doesn't respond to verbal commands.
Oh, are you not supposed to say that anymore? I thought that was like a fucking medical term. No, it just says it's unresponsive. A vegetative state or unresponsive wakefulness syndrome means a person is awake but shows no signs of awareness, purposeful response to their environment, and this is due to severe brain damage. Yeah, so they were like torturing him.
To see how he came home was too much for us, but I almost passed out, but I got it together and I rode in the ambulance with him because I did not want him to be alone anymore. He'd been alone for way too long.
He's surrounded by his loved ones, but his condition soon worsens. He develops a high fever, 40 degrees Celsius. Fred and Cindy Warmbier are told that he'll never wake up, and they ask to have his feeding tube removed. 6 days after his release, Otto is dead. The news travels across the world.
The family of Otto Warmbier has said goodbye.
Valid. That's what I'm saying, dude. When you get told that they're never going to wake up and they're just going to be perpetually kept alive on machines, it's time, you know?
Nach dem Tod des
Sad.
Studenten Otto Warmbier.
Otto Warmbier скончался после возвращения из тюрьмы в Северной Корее.
Otto Warmbier murió pocos días después de ser entregado a los...
And what's so bad is we won't even know what they did to him, right? Because it's like, if he had woken up, he could have been like, Jesus Christ, and like told his story of like the North Korean prison camps and how they tortured him and all this other stuff, but he's fucking dead. So it's just like they literally just got sent a body.
而在台湾时间今天20号凌晨去世。
The American student who fell into a coma while in North Korean custody and has died.
On June 22, in Wyoming, Ohio, more than 2,000.
There's a city named Wyoming, Ohio.
500 people attend his funeral. The condition in which Otto Warmbier came back to the U.S. and his
I did not know that there were cities that had the state name for a city. 500 people attended his funeral. Wow.
Wyoming, Ohio, more than 2,500.
They always say the impact on the people you had in your life is determined by how many people show up at your death.
People attend his funeral. The condition in which Otto Warmbier came back to the U.S. and his subsequent death are discussed nationwide. He left the United States in good health. He returned on the brink of death.
Do you know what happened to him in North Korea?
Untrue. I don't think it's untrue, but I think how you affect and touch people in your life does matter, right? The people that care are the people that show up.
I don't.
Content note: the following chapter discusses suicide. Viewer discretion is advised. Upon his release, North Korea gave an explanation for Otto's state. They said he contracted botulism, a rare and severe kind of food poisoning, after eating a meal of spinach and pork. After he fell ill,
They were probably giving him fucking slop and actual terrible food, dude. Like, they weren't keeping him in good condition.
they gave him a sleeping pill, to which he had some sort of unexpected reaction, which sent him into a state of unresponsive wakefulness. But U.S. medical experts are quick to dispute this story. 3 doctors, experts in neurology, ran tests on Otto while he was still alive.
Any witness to an attempted escape who fails to report it will be shot immediately.
Wow.
Rule 3. Anyone who steals or conceals any foodstuffs will be shot immediately. Rule 5. Anyone who holds or hides a fugitive's possessions, conspires with him, or fails to report him will be shot immediately. The guards enforce the rules without mercy.
내가 총을 꾸려서 뭐 쏘거나 해도
I didn't feel the slightest bit guilty, even though I killed so often
가책을
there.
두지 않았어. 일반적으로 우리는 그때 쏘도 나라를 지키.
We thought it was the right thing to do to protect our country. So are these people just brainwashed? Yeah, I didn't feel bad. I was killing 5-year-olds. They stole rice. They stole food. That's bad for the country. Yeah, because that one kid stealing 5 grains of fucking wheat's gonna topple down North Korea from the bottom up.
지키기 위해서 내가 한 일이기 때문에. 그 수용소에는.
It really does bring up that hard question of like, are the soldiers responsible for things that the nation tells them to do? And I mean, that's ongoing today. It was in World War II with Germany. It was in Japan. It was in the US. It was everywhere where it's like, you're being commanded to do this. While you're not entirely responsible, it's like, you're still making the wherewithal decision to be like, yeah, I'm going to like kill these kids.
들어오게 되면 사람이 아니에요. 사람이 아니고 내 마음대로 해도 돼요. 그 안에 사람은 사람이 아니에요. 사람이 아니고 내 마음대로 해도 돼요. 그 안에 사람은.
And that's what's fucked is it's like, I think there's like a line they cross where that's how they deal with it in the most fucked up way. It's because if you're seeing them as human, you don't then your some level of morality inside of you kicks in. Where it's like these soldiers are like purposely perceiving these people as non-human, and then it doesn't matter what happens to them in their brain.
그 자리에서 죽이겠으면 죽이고 살리겠으면 살리고 하는 건 내 마음이에요. 뭐 설명해 주세요.
And that's also just like power hungry shit. I think people feed off that. If you're like growing up a soldier, especially in North Korea, where you've also probably grown up in a pretty shitty life, now you're giving power over others, right? Where like the power that's been inflicted, it's like a very hyper evolved version of like what's happening to you inflict onto others. What did he say? He was saying he had the power to kill or not kill anybody. It was entirely up to him.
Across North Korea, there are different
Like he probably liked that.
types of detention facilities. The worst of them are called Kwanliso. Camp 14 is one of them. It's also called a total control zone.
People never get out of those. You know, they just waste away. They get killed by this vicious cycle of malnutrition and forced labor.
Shin's mother has to work the rice fields, 10 to 15 hours of hard labor every day. If she meets her quota,
15 hours straight?
She receives food, just enough to survive the night and make it through the next day.
North Korea is all about production targets. If you don't meet them, and probably you will not meet them, you'll get less food, more work, less food, more work, and that's how you waste away and die. That's, you know, the truly tragic story at these camps.
From the moment Shin starts school, his life is split between the classroom and hard labor in the coal mine. Long workdays are made worse by a constant gnawing hunger. Before school, Shin often eats his mother's portion while she's still out in the fields. She beats him for it, but he does it anyway. To him, she's not a source of love or care. She's a rival in the fight for every meager scrap of food.
Wow.
This is Shin's meal, served 3 times a day for his entire prison life. If he makes a mistake, his portion is cut in half as punishment. Sometimes he and the other inmates catch rats, the only source of meat in Camp 14. For Shin, this isn't as much as a nightmare. It's normal life. He has never seen the world beyond the barbed wire. Unlike this man. Kim Young is in his mid-40s when he's brought to Camp 14. He knows the world outside very well. In fact, he was a high-ranking military officer and vice president of a state-owned company. In his former life, he enjoyed culture, a chauffeur, and all the benefits of being a government employee. Now he's also forced to work in the coal mines. Kim didn't break any laws to get here. His parents...
That's what's fucked, because that's how dictatorships work, because you have to bend... You can't just be an all... You can't be an all-ruling dictator without people below you. And that's like, it's the rule. There's a video that I want to watch called The Rules of the Ruler as well, where it kind of dives into that. But it's like, if you're a dictator, you have to please all 4 people below you that run different areas of your government. And those 4 people have to please the 5 people below them, right? And at some point, you don't have to please people anymore because they just have to bend to your power. But you have to keep people in power happy, otherwise they will turn on you. So that's why Kim Jong-un never gets turned on, because he keeps the people right below him happy, because they lived a shitty life. He brought them out of it and said, hey, if you just follow my rules and do what I do, you'll have power, you'll have a chauffeur, you'll have a mansion, you'll have a nice wife, you'll have this and this and this and this and food and cigarettes and weed and fucking whatever the fuck they want, right? And they'll go, okay. And so they'll just do whatever he says.
Kim didn't break any laws to get here. His parents did. In North Korea, this form of collective punishment is called yunjoje.
Wow.
Guilt by association. Up to 3 generations can be punished for crimes of family members. When Kim was a child, his father and brother were accused of spying for the United States, enough to execute them. After that, Kim was brought to an orphanage under a new name. It took more than 40 years until someone found out about his true heritage. Even Kim himself wasn't aware of the supposed crimes his family allegedly committed.
And that's insane! He didn't even know! He didn't even know. Oh, sorry, no, now you're gonna fucking get stripped of everything.
There's absolutely no judicial process. This is extrajudicial punishment. They'll just, you know, take you away in the middle of the night, together with your family members. You just disappear. That's how it goes.
대낮에 잡아가는 건 없어요. 다 밤에 그냥 원래 그냥 어느 순간에 와서 싹 다 쓸어 가고.
Without the neighbors noticing. So one day you're just living your life like in whatever, if you're in the city in North Korea or wherever, and then the next day your neighbor just disappears. Wow, and then you just don't talk about it. And it's just like, you know, but it's just unspoken. It's like, oh, he disappeared. We know where he is.
정치범 수용소에 가서도 그 가족들은 우리가 뭘 잘못해서 왔는지 그걸 모른다는 거죠.
Fear is the most powerful tool for prison guards to keep inmates in line. During Kim's time in Camp 14, a total of 25 inmates are executed. One day, he witnesses a fellow prisoner being killed for collecting chestnuts that had fallen from a tree. Kim's
chestnuts that had fallen from a tree. Were they even being used?
Spends most of his days underground. Hours and hours of endless work with no sunlight and no mercy. Kim struggles. He's never faced labor like this before. Mistakes are inevitable, and every one of them is met with the punishment of a guard who never leaves his side.
Do you think he had like an internal wow moment? Because he was a high-ranking military official. And then now he's being sent to where he probably had to send other people.
One day, a guard strikes Kim with the butt of his gun till he falls unconscious. For the next 2 days, he only receives half his meals. After more than 2 months of living like this in Camp 14, Kim decides to end it. Following a long day of work, he steps into the elevator of a mining shaft. The metal cage ascends until it reaches a height of around 2,000 feet. He pulls the safety pin, and the elevator falls. But Kim survives, and the vicious cycle goes on. When Shin is about 6 or 7, the camp's borders shift. His village is merged into the neighboring Camp 18, just across the river. It's said to be slightly less brutal than Camp 14, but for Shin, life hardly changes at all.
Oh, he got moved to a different camp over?
Shin is 15 and has moved out from his mother's home. He now lives with his father. One day, a teacher allows Shin to spend the night at his mother's house, a reward for good behavior. When he arrives, another guest awaits. It's his brother.
Wait, he got awarded for good behavior, but he tried to take his own life in an elevator. Did they just think it was an accident or something?
One day, a teacher allows Shin to spend the night at his mother's house, a reward for good behavior. When he arrives, another guest awaits.
Oh, it's the previous kid. It's when he grew up? This is him when he's older?
When he arrives, another guest awaits. It's his brother, Shin Hee-gyun. The 21-year-old works at the prison cement factory, a couple of miles away. Shin doesn't like him at all. In the middle of the night, Shin wakes up from his sleep. He hears voices from the kitchen. His brother is talking about escape. His mother seems to support him. Shin's first instinct, he has to report this.
Oh my god. Dude, having to rat on your own family, they'll die. Holy shit. Like, I was thinking it in the sense of like, oh, you just see some guy at like your work doing that. Like your own you would have to fucking snitch on your own family. And because, and it's not even snitch on them and like, oh, they'll just get punished. No, they're going to get shot in the head in front of you. And then you'll be like, not even really rewarded. It's just like, okay, you're not going to die.
He goes to a nearby dorm room and wakes a friend to ask for advice. The friend urges Shin to tell the guards. They go to the school's night guard on duty and report the escape plot.
Wow.
Shin also signs a false police statement, claiming he saw his mother and brother commit murder. This piece of evidence ultimately leads to an execution order.
Wait, so they had to fucking... Wait, what? So they have to fake that they committed a crime so they could kill him? I thought they were just able to kill him for conspiracy to run.
The guards take Shin to an execution site next to the Taedong River.
Why are they taking him there? I wouldn't want to go see that.
A crowd has gathered to watch. They drag out his mother and his brother. They're killed in front of Shin's eyes. In 1996, Kim Young is transferred to Camp 18. To him, this place feels like heaven. The labor conditions are slightly better, and to his surprise, he reunites with his 70-year-old mother, who is also a prisoner here. But the violence and abuse
70-year-old mother, I thought his mom just died.
Don't stop. One day, he has to witness how guards beat up his mother and force her to do manual labor. His mother is certain they will both.
Oh, other guy. We keep bouncing back between people. Sorry, this is the dude that used to be a high-ranking military official.
Labor. His mother is certain they will both die in the camp. Even though it means risking his life, she urges Kim to leave her behind and escape. Escaping from a North Korean death camp is almost impossible.
You know, these are highly protected facilities. You're talking barbed wire, walls, armed guards, intersecting lines of fire.
Well, it's not even just that. You're also extremely you're experiencing extreme malnutrition. And so you're weak. You know, you can't run. You can't you're not going to be able to scale a fence very easily. You have no muscle.
We're talking machine guns. Very, very difficult to escape. I mean, it's, difficult to escape a detention facility in any civilized country. Imagine North Korea.
King Young quietly studies his surroundings. He observes, waits, and starts thinking. He lays out multiple escape plans, but none of them seem doable to him. Another hard day of work. The prisoners are loading coal onto a train. Suddenly, they spot something. Grain scattered across the bottom of a train car. It must have transported food before. The scene explodes into chaos. Prisoners drop everything, desperately looking for the tiniest speck of food.
What, are they gonna eat it right there?
The guards start shouting, but no one listens. Kim discovers a narrow space beneath a metal panel in the floor of a coal wagon. He squeezes inside, and as the train rumbles out of Camp 18, he rides with it.
No way.
Hours later,
he got out because people were staring at grain so he didn't even plan this escape. He just on a whim just tried to get out. Is this based off a true story? This is a true story. This is basically the video version of an actual man's account that escaped North Korea and wrote a book about it.
Later, the train reaches Go-On Station at around 4 a.m. We don't know exactly how, but Kim manages to crawl out of his hideout and disappears into the night.
But then what the fuck do you do? You know what I mean? I wouldn't know if I got out and now you're in China. What do you do? Do you just go? You gotta go. You get a job. You have no ID. You're not a citizen, right? It's not even just it's not even oh, you're an illegal immigrant. It's you're not even on a record. No one knows who you are. I would have to find, you know what I would do? I would go to another, say I was in this scenario, I feel like I would try to go to a country I knew was enemies with North Korea, and I would go to I would try my hardest to find what is it called, where they have their own setup in different countries? What is it called? You know what I'm talking about. Embassy. I would go to the U.S. Embassy. And I would be I'm a North Korea escapee. I would go to some embassy because he was a soldier too, so he knows the countries that are enemies. I would go to the enemy of North Korea and be I escaped. Please, you don't speak English? I think they're gonna put two and two together. If you are at a U.S. embassy in China and some dude runs in speaking Korean, clearly malnourished, beat to shit, you're probably going to be okay, calm down. I'm going to get a translator, right? Even if you don't speak, say you don't speak the language. I feel like there's something that you'd be able to do.
Kim successfully escaped Camp 18.
U.S. embassy, just any embassy that's not in association or partnered with North Korea.
But his path to freedom is still very long. After finding a worker's uniform, he changes clothes.
You want to know what an embassy is? That's true. But you can't just walk up to a random guy in China and be I'm from North Korea, help me. You're not going to be able to speak to them, and it's what the fuck? They're just going to rat on you.
And starts a treacherous journey that will take him many months through China and
oh my god, he had to go all the way to Mongolia
to South Korea, where he'll eventually...
What? He had to make his way all the way to Mongolia so he could catch a flight to South Korea?
Seek asylum. Escaping a prison is one thing. Escaping the country is another. We made a whole video on how to escape North Korea. Link is in the description.
Yeah, we watched that video.
Shin also manages to escape from Camp 18 twice, both times by crawling under a fence. Both times he's recaptured. After a
I'm wondering why he wasn't killed if he was recaptured.
second attempt, Shin is sent back to Camp 14 and is thrown into a special detention center, a place with only one purpose: torture.
I still have the scars of my torture and the burns. Look at my arms. My arms aren't normal. They are bent and deformed. Before
His arm is like they snapped it.
I was tortured, my arms were straight. When I was tortured, my arms were tied up with a rope and pulled backwards. That made them more and more bent. I'm filled with anger when I stand in front of the mirror and look at my body after a shower.
After 4 weeks of torture, he's thrown into a pitch-black cell. No windows and barely enough space to lie down. There he'll spend the next 6 months. After his release, Shin is thrown back to the general prison population. He has to work in the coal mine, the farm fields, and eventually in a garment factory. This is where he meets Park Young-chul, a man unlike anyone Shin has ever seen. Born into an elite family, Park once held a prestigious job and had seen the world beyond North Korea's borders.
What? So he left North Korea?
By then, Shin already knows he's on the execution list. With Park at his side, he begins planning what will be Shin's third and final escape. Shin and Park are assigned to do some woodwork up in the mountains, along with some prisoners. They're chopping wood near the outer fence. The camp's fence is around 10 feet high.
How many guards do you think they got for, like, a group of people? Because part of me's thinking, like, you could just rush those motherfuckers, you know?
Lined with high-voltage barbed wire.
I feel like, bro, if you got a group of 10 people, they probably got, like, 3 guards. And they're all holding machine guns or rifles.
The next guard tower is a quarter of a mile away. Shin watches.
Some people would die. Yeah, well, realistically, they probably have enough guards to where all of them would die, so they can't revolt. But I'm thinking, like, if you had 2 guards and 10 people, you could realistically try, like, knowing 8 of you are going to die, but, like, 2 of you are going to be able to overpower them and live, and then you just steal their shit.
The patrols. There are long gaps between them where no guard is close enough to spot the 2. The plan is simple. Wait until dusk so that their footprints can't easily be traced in the snow. They slip through the high-voltage wires without touching them.
Risky maneuver.
As the sun sets, Shin and Park move closer to the fence. They hack branches, pretending to stack wood. Nobody notices them. Park hesitates. Shin's heart races. He grabs Park's hand and they run. Shin slips. Park reaches the fence before him. He tries to squeeze his head between the 2 lowest wires and hits one of them. Park's body is not moving. The bottom wire bends under his weight, creating a narrow gap.
Oh my god, and you just leave him. Oh my god, you just leave him.
Shin crawls over Park's body.
You have to.
He is almost past the fence when his legs slip, hitting one of the wires. The voltage tears through him. His pants char. His skin burns from ankle to knee.
It's that fucking high a voltage? Did it kill him?
But somehow he makes it through.
No! Okay.
Park's body lies dead on the fence. Shin runs without looking back.
Oh, because he got hit in the head.
For 2 hours straight until he realizes that he made it. He manages to cross the river to China, and after a journey of almost 2 years, he finally reaches South Korea. These are all the prison camps that are most likely active in North Korea today. According to Greg Scarlatoiu,
like right now. I know time difference, like it's 7 p. Time difference, what time is it in North Korea? It's 8 a.m. There's people in North Korea right now in camps that are like doing slave labor. Right now. Like right now, there's probably thousands of people that are actively fucking doing crops, cutting wood, being beaten to death. Fuck, man.
The camps are changing, and not for the better. Camps near the border have reportedly been moved further inland, likely to make escape even harder. and some new internal perimeters have appeared, possibly to isolate high-value prisoners.
The third development in terms of infrastructure, evolution and development has been the creation of watchtowers and what appears to be intersecting lines of fire around the camps. They would be meant to basically exterminate those who attempt to leave those camps.
For some camps, evidence is even scarcer.
There's one camp that we know very little about, and that's Camp 16, 1-6. That's very close to the Punggye-ri nuclear testing facility. And I have spoken with the South Korean nuclear scientists who said, look, we don't believe that prisoners are used in digging those tunnels for the nuclear tests, but it is very likely that they will be, used and abused while cleaning up after those nuclear tests.
The
Oh my God, what? And then they're gonna like die of radiation.
HRNK estimates that up to
120,000 people in these camps.
people are currently held in North Korean prison camps. In fact, as a viewer of this video, you might know more about them than most North Koreans ever will.
We have to remember that these people are being tortured and maimed today. They were tortured and maimed yesterday, and the same will happen tomorrow. So, I think it's a matter of moral, ethical, religious, and political obligation to continue to maintain our interest in these issues.
This is Shin today. He gradually adjusted to a life in society and became a public speaker and advocate for human rights in North Korea. In 2015, Shin Dong-hyuk retracted parts of his story and admitted to changing certain key details in Escape from Camp 14. The book's author published a detailed statement outlining every change Shin had made. According to Shin, some memories were simply too painful and others too shameful to share truthfully at the time. This is
Wow. So it's not even like he made it seem worse. He made it seem better than it was. Like one of the edits it showed was that he hated his brother. And so it was easier for him to rat on him.
a common reaction for victims of torture, who often cope by suppressing or distorting their accounts of what really happened. Greg Scarlatoiu and others believe Shin's changes don't alter the fundamental truth of his reports.
Was Shin Dong-hyuk a political prisoner? Yes, 100%. Okay, he spent some time both at Camp 14 and Camp 18, right across the river. Did he witness the execution of his mother and brother? Yes, he did. So the fundamental elements of Shin Dong-hyuk's story did not change.
Shin bears the
Yeah, it's like small little additions to each part of the story.
scars, physical and psychological.
I just don't know how you could physically live a regular life after that. You know what I mean? Like they're very like advocative and they do public speaking work, but it's like always in the back of your mind, you're going to be like, people I knew are in that camp right now. Like, you escaped and now you could live in South Korea, but it's like, there's over 100,000 people that are there still, and they're just never going to get out. Wow. That's a sad video, but I'm glad we watched it. All right, count me down 30 seconds, Sean. I got to piss, then we're going to bringing us back to the moon.
Chuck.
Yes.
We're going back to the moon.
I didn't know I've been in the first place.
NASA.
All right, NASA's going back.
Now, well, we've actually never been. Well, we've actually never been to the moon. Have you, what is that called? Have you ever heard of the firmament? Have you ever heard of the firmament? It's this thick air shield. Some would call it the atmosphere, but it's actually so thick that you're unable to travel through it. We're basically stuck on Earth.
Back to the moon, yes. Let's back up a little.
All right.
Okay? The first and only other time we went to the moon was the Apollo program.
Correct.
As you know. We went to the moon 9 times.
We faked it 9 times. Not even.
Yo, I always think about the guy that went on, what was the first Apollo mission where they went to the moon? Apollo 7, Apollo 11, I don't really know. The first one where they went to the moon and actually landed on the moon, one of them had to stay back. And not stay back. He was like the pilot of the ship. Yeah, I think it was 11. It was 7 or 11. 7, 11. Anyways, one of them had to stay back because, like, you can't have everybody land, and that sucks. You're like, oh, have fun. And they're all just jumping around on zero gravity. in their little spaceships or little spacesuits, and you're just like sitting up there, sad as hell. Like that one guy from Interstellar. You ever see that movie? That one dude from Interstellar that has to stay on the ship while everybody else goes to like that one planet that's rotating really fast, so time dilation's different, which we're gonna watch a video about later. And they come back, and he's like been waiting for them for like 30 years. He's like, oh, nice of you to come back. For them, it's been like 5 minutes.
In my marriage, has that much faking taken place?
Apollo 8.
Okay.
Went to the moon, orbited, and came back.
Okay.
Took that famous picture of Earthrise.
Ooh. I love this photo. Oh my God. This was my computer background for some time.
Over the landscape.
That's right.
Apollo 10.
Okay.
Went to the moon, orbited the moon, deployed the lander, and then came back up.
Right.
So that's a...
Well, is it Artemis 2 also? Like, these are actual moon missions. But Artemis 2, the one that's going to the moon right now at the time of this, stream. That one's not really a moon mission. Isn't it testing the new rocket and spaceship model for a flight elsewhere? Like, to Mars. Like, this isn't... We're not really giving a fuck about the moon right now. This is just, like, a means of dialing in the new spaceship technology / gravity slingshot method to reduce fuel, need on a ship.
Apollo 10.
Right.
Apollo 11, everyone remembers. Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, walk on the moon.
Right.
And they leave Michael Collins up in the...
Yeah! Being that guy. Holy fuck, bro. Oh my God. Sitting there just watching. The FOMO. I don't think anybody's had bigger FOMO. I mean, he is a professional, but still. Like he knew that it wasn't like in the moment they drew straws and he was the one that had to stay up. Like before they even left Earth, he knew.
Capsule.
Just left him up
the cuck chair, actually.
there. Didn't even give him the opportunity to go down later and check it out for himself.
It's in the plan. These are professionals.
That is rough. Yeah, I mean, you gonna make me the chauffeur?
Go to the moon.
Wait, was he the pilot? Who was Michael Collins? Like, why did he stay? Yeah, he was the pilot, so that's why he had to stay back. What if he just dipped on them?
Make me the moon chauffeur. I didn't even get
the moon chauffeur.
I'm the moon chauffeur.
Then there's Apollo 12, Apollo 13, the ill-fated one.
Right.
Whole Hollywood movie.
Yes.
On that, directed by Ron Howard. And
what? Sorry, I'm not making a joke. I'm actually curious. Which was the one that blew up? Because one of them, they died.
Apollo 13, the ill-fated one.
Right.
Oh.
Whole Hollywood.
Sorry, I gotta pay attention to the fucking video.
Movie.
Yes.
On that, directed by Ron Howard. And then Apollo 14, 15, 16, and 17. All right. Why did we go? We're Americans. We're explorers. It's in our DNA, is what we are told.
Right.
That's not why we went. That's not why we went.
No. Why do we go?
You could want to go for those reasons, but that's not what makes everybody write a check.
Yeah, exactly.
Who writes the checks? Congress writes the checks.
Right.
You got to spook Congress somehow into writing the check. So Kennedy.
Do we know how much? Do we know how much it costs to do this Artemis 2 mission? I'm Googling. Artemis 2 mission is estimated to have cost around $4 billion. Okay, I'm going to have an outlandish take here. That's not that much. To go to the moon? Okay, yeah, $4 billion is a lot of money. But, Elon Musk could fund 50 of those. Brother could sell all his stake, cash out.
Says
we go to the moon and do this, that, and the other thing.
It's $90 billion for the entire mission, $4 billion per launch. What? You're saying for all the equipment and gear, but aren't they recovering some of that? Like the spaceships, you could reuse that. It's not just gone. How much is the entire Artemis mission? $93 billion. The Artemis program, $93 billion through 2025. Massive undertaking, heavy lift rockets, infrastructure, $100 billion total for the full campaign. Okay, so it's $100 billion.
Because it is hard.
So Yuri Gagarin comes out of orbit.
Okay. Right.
Oh, we're back on why we went to the moon for the first place. This is what I was arguing. I knew this already. I was arguing with I know I was getting full rage baited, but I can't tell with Lacey and those guys on whether or not they're being serious. When I was in a call with fucking 8 streamers and they're going, oh, the moon landing's fake. Why would we even go there? I'm like, you only go back for war or economic reasons. And they're like, oh, really? Yeah.
First man in space.
Yeah.
To orbit the Earth.
Right.
6 weeks later, we have a joint session of Congress. President Kennedy says stirring words, put a man on the moon, return him safely to Earth before the decade is out. Go earlier a couple of paragraphs in that same speech. If the events of recent weeks couldn't even utter the man's name.
Right.
The events of recent weeks are any indication of the impact of this adventure on the minds of men everywhere, then we need to show the world the path of freedom over the path of tyranny.
Voldemort is back. Dumbledore, I tell you.
Is the U.S. flag that was put into the ground in the Apollo 11 mission still there?
Voldemort is back.
The enemy is established.
Right.
The godless enemy is established.
Right.
The checks were written.
And yeah, well, there you go.
And they'd already beaten us with the first animal in space, Laika. They did already beat us at all of that. We needed something to beat that.
Yeah, weren't we sending like monkeys in space for some amount of time or some shit? I know there was like dogs and other shit, but weren't we sending like chimps up there to see like if they would die? Because it was like, well, we don't know. You know, nobody's been up there before.
So we said, let's go to the moon.
That was China? Well, I'm saying we meaning humans, not we meaning the U.S. I'm saying like humans were sending animals up there to see if they died, because we didn't know what would happen.
Land on the moon.
And walk around.
And walk around.
Even though they beat us in all these other categories.
Right.
And we did. So what happens? We get to the moon, look over our shoulder, no Ruskies. We're done here. So did we really go to explore?
No.
Or did we go to just beat the Russians?
Right.
We have not been back to the moon in 50 years. So you know how many scientists went to the moon?
0?
No. One. Do you know which mission?
No.
The last mission.
17.
So we had the astronauts do science experiments. It's not that no science happened.
No.
But don't fool yourself into thinking this was all for exploration.
Right.
It was muscle flexing on the geopolitical sphere during a Cold War when we're fighting a hot war in Southeast Asia against that enemy. We don't go back to the moon. Not in the 70s, not in the 80s, not in the 90s. Oh, wait a minute, in the 20-teens, let's go back to the moon. What a great idea. We're long overdue. It's been half a century.
Yeah. I wonder how the moon's doing.
I think it lined up ironically around the war, like with Iran. Okay. I don't think, like, obviously this mission was in, you know, the books for a long time. I don't think that there was a war-based reason this time to go back, or like some sort of flexing of muscles. I think this literally is like, hey, we're going to test shit out so we could go to Mars. But like, I don't know. You think they'll make it back? Yeah.
We have these thoughts.
I mean, knock on wood, but yeah, I think they know what they're doing now. Like, you don't understand the amount of fact-checking they do at NASA in like modern day, like how many tests they're running to make sure that these people don't die and also get the stuff back.
Let's part the curtains. What else happened in the 20-teens? China says they want to put taikonauts.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Oh my God, what? In 2017, we signed that because China said they wanted to go to the moon? Oh my God. Bro, so randomly, we're like, oh no, we're just going to go back. You know, actually, I kind of miss the moon.
It's on the moon.
Oh.
Taikonaut, their version of a cosmonaut, our version of an astronaut.
Right.
Oh my gosh. China's going to the moon. If there's ever a reason for Congress to...
You see the toilet wasn't working, they had to fix it? Yeah, I saw a video about that. Bro, how bad that would be. They wouldn't have died if their toilet was full broken, but they would have had to be like shitting in like some bag. There would have to be some sort of way they'd be able to fix that.
Reinvigorate the funding to go back to the moon. It was that.
It's good now, but like, ugh. Do the toilets in NASA, or not in NASA, do the toilets in the spaceship shoot out the poop into space like an airplane, like releasing stuff? Or do you think they keep the shit on board the whole 7 days? I feel like they could have a hatch that would be like, woof. That'd be awesome to see my turd full freeze just floating through space.
Can't have
So
China.
we announced program to return to the moon.
We go to the moon. Not because it's easy, but because it's...
just straight diarrhea. Oh, this astronaut food's not sitting so well. I'm just straight shit in chunks. They just release it out. It all freezes, just smacks the window of the fucking spaceship.
I don't know. Is there money there?
And so this happens under the Trump administration.
Yeah.
Okay. So Trump says, let's go back to the moon.
Yeah.
And the program to return to the moon has one of the best names ever.
Space Force?
No.
No, what is it?
Artemis.
Oh my God, I forgot about Space Force.
Artemis.
Artemis.
Yes.
So who is Artemis in Greek mythology? Artemis is the twin sister of Apollo.
Look at that.
You can't get more woke than that.
That's which is why we're changing the name to get rid of this DEI Artemis chick.
Each one, just as the original Apollo mission, each mission was a little more ambitious than the next.
Okay.
Right? As you heard, Apollo 10, they went halfway down, came back up.
I love the incremental approach.
It's incremental.
I love it.
And the press can talk about each increment because each increment is more than what happened before.
Yeah, no.
Each thing is a progress wheel.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, remember the Saturn V?
Yeah.
I got it right here.
That's it.
I got it right here.
It's all rocket.
It's all rocket.
It's just all
it's all
rocket.
rocket. Right on up to here, and then right up to here, and then you get the astronauts.
Right.
There's 3 of them. We had Mercury had.
Bro, like, I refuse to believe that. Dude, if you look at the inside of the Artemis rocket, it's the size of, like, a bus. Not even. Like, half of a bus is where they live. So, wait, just thought of a crazy fucking question. Not in this scenario. Do the astronauts in the International Space Station goon? Because they're up there for, like, years. Surely. You know, they got enough space up there. They got, like, rooms and shit be floating around.
The astronauts.
Oh, God.
Right. There's 3 of them. We had Mercury had.
It's definitely happened. Bro, you know how I know it's happened is because one of those fucking astronauts in their head went, I'm going to be the first. Follow-up question. Do you think that there's any sort of, not the Mile High Club, but the Space Club? There's got to be two astronauts that have been in the International Space Station that have gone, you know, surely.
One astronaut.
Look it up. I feel like that would be something they wouldn't say. Have any, I'm really going to Google this. Have any astronauts had sex in space? No verified records. NASA maintains that it knows of no intercourse in space. Yeah, no shit, bro. What are you going to tell them? Oh my God. Too difficult and too dangerous to test. What is this, fucking Fear Factor? Oh God, 0 G's. How are we gonna do this? Too difficult to test. Like it's some sort of experiment. As noted in a Reddit post, Newton's third law makes it difficult to maintain contact without specialized techniques, such as Velcro or being held by another person. I assumed they'd just cocoon each other and then jackrabbit it. That in my head, I assumed they'd just be kind of floating around the space station, just ripping it. Like, that's probably how it would go.
Gemini, how many did they have?
Maybe 2.
Yeah. Apollo 3, all increment up to landing on the moon. So they're up here in this little capsule right here.
Exactly.
And this is...
Okay, no, back to what I was saying. Why, dude, this whole rocket, I know they're so worried about weight. Like, weight is such a big thing, and it's like they have to literally factor in, like, every small thing they bring on the ship. You're telling me they can't just make the rocket a little bit bigger? So then the fucking capsule could be a little larger.
Absolutely. And this is the Cape Tower. If something bad happens, this launches and carries the capsule and its residents.
That was the problem with the other, oh my God. Wait, this is why this rocket method's a lot safer, because what was the other spaceship method they had where it was like an airplane? The space shuttle. The space shuttle was like the dumbest invention. Because if something goes wrong on the space shuttle, you're just strapped to fucking explosive fuel. Like, if, say this goes wrong and you're at the top, just shoot right off, you're good. Like, you just die on this.
Bad happens, this launches and carries the capsule and its residents away from...
It glides down to safety. I'm saying it in a moment where, like, you need to get the fuck off that rocket.
From this bomb that they're sitting on top of. Okay, so... we got one of those as well, but it's specially designed for the future. It's called the Space Launch System, SLS. So it has not only a big old giant rocket, it's got what we're familiar with now with the space shuttle.
Yo, I can't imagine being one of the astronauts at the tip of that rocket. You're already like 400 feet in the air, and you just got fucking 80 tons of fuel behind you, and you're just like... like, what is the G-force on that? They probably have to train for that shit.
It's got 2 solid rocket boosters on the side. The value of that is you use up their fuel, and when they're done, you just drop them away.
There you go.
You don't want to carry
empty tanks.
Empty tanks. And then the main rocket will also have multiple stages as well. This was the brainchild of Werner von Braun. Multi-stage rockets.
Right.
Without him, we'd all have
Oh, yeah, Werner von Braun. Yeah, I know the name.
these bullet-shaped V2-looking rockets that are not multi-stage. It was his idea to do this. You drop away things you don't need anymore, and that way the remaining thrust is pushing on a lower mass object.
Right.
So the SLS, with the capsule included, is about the same size as the Saturn V. But here's a good way to think about how big it is. Let's compare it to the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, get the fuck out of here, dude. It's as big as the Statue of Liberty. I would have thought that it was large. It's as big as the Statue of Liberty. That's how big the fucking rocket is. I will say I did go to that one museum in Florida where they still have like one of the rockets, and you walk for like 3 minutes just under the rocket. Like it's a long rocket, but I'm seeing it on the ceiling, so you don't really recognize it.
Except that's not the right comparison. Let's make the Statue of Liberty its actual size relative to the
Okay, can you put it next to like the Washington Monument? I feel like that would be a better comparison for me.
SLS. So it's about the same size as the Saturn V.
Okay.
But it has the help from these.
How tall is the rocket that... I gotta Google this. How tall is the Statue of Liberty? 305 feet. How tall is the rocket on Artemis 2? It says 322 feet. No way. That's got to be wrong. Oh, it's around the height. Oh, okay. No, see, now we're skewing it a little bit. It's the height of the Statue of Liberty with the big rock part at the bottom. Look. So the Statue of Liberty, if you're like standing at the foot of the statue, is a lot smaller. But if you add like the big, rock part that it's sitting on, that's still huge. 322 feet.
Solid rocket boosters on the side.
Okay.
All right. Point is, the capsule, which is containing and protecting the life forms, there are things like the original capsule was not expressly designed to protect you from radiation.
Right.
It might incidentally do so because it's made of metal and whatever, but this is radiation insulated. It has other life support systems to protect the occupants, as you would want.
Okay.
Okay. The original Apollo capsule could seat 3 astronauts. The Lockheed Martin one can seat 4. Okay. We add another one to the mix.
Okay.
And of course, it is also.
You add one more, you could get a League of Legends LAN.
So once again connected to a rocket tower that will, if something goes wrong, in an instant.
Bro, that'd be so lit. Imagine being on the spaceship, like, queuing. Bro, your ping would be crazy.
It'll rapidly take the capsule away from this rocket bomb that's detonating in ways that you don't want.
Yeah.
Wait, do they still have that live stream? Sorry, I keep pausing. Do they still have that live stream up right now? We might be able to see where they're at. They usually have, like, live footage. Oh, no, I don't want to hear this fucking space conference right now. I want to see the view from... What the hell is this?
Okay, we will take the time to get this cabin looking good, and I think you can come back on board in the HHP camera.
I don't even know what I'm looking at. Is that the moon?
And Christina?
What am I looking at?
Thank you. We'll take you up on it, and we'll be coming on board.
2 FPS, obviously fake. I love when people say that. Why is the quality so bad? Oh, I don't know. Probably because we're far as fuck.
Yes, exactly. So it's cool. It's good. It's nice to have a little ejector button.
Ejector button. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. In a way, the most important part of the whole rocket.
Definitely.
AI.
Because you in it.
I was going to say, that's where the people are.
That's where the people are. So Artemis 1 flew the entire kit and the caboodle to the moon, and it landed in the ocean just...
What the hell is this flight pattern? Why did they do that?
And it landed in the ocean just like the old days.
Yeah.
With
splashdown.
Splashdown with 3 parachutes, and there was the capsule, and landed right near there was an aircraft carrier, just one of the ships that would collect it out of the water, and it was great, uncrewed, just to test the system. Next, Artemis 2.
You land in Daytona, Florida on spring break. You pop the fucking top of the spaceship out. Everybody
goes with crew to the moon, but doesn't land, and then comes back.
Okay.
Okay? That's a very Apollo 80 of them. 8.
Right. 8.
8E, to go to the moon and then come back. That's the first time we've sent astronauts off of the Earth to a destination since 1972, since Apollo 17.
Damn.
54 years.
I'm going to say that's tragic.
What year was 54 years before we landed on the moon? It was 1914. So you see how far we went from 1914 to 1969.
That's terrible.
That's how I think about where we should be in space.
That's terrible.
Okay. So Artemis 4, scheduled for the future, will take the crew and they will land on the moon targeting the South Pole.
Okay.
The South Pole, we have crater rims where the sun, which never gets very high in the sky, that's...
Well, lizard people live on the dark side of the moon, so this is going to be a dangerous mission. Do they have any weapons?
Happens when the sun is in the sky, when you're near the poles.
Right.
And they're craters that are so deep with rims so high, the sun never reaches the bottom of the thing. So when comets hit and they deposit water molecules on the surface, if it's where the sun hits, it evaporates. If it goes in the middle of the crater,
it's there.
It's a cold trap.
And we got it for water.
It's forever. And so you can, quote, mine those molecules out for water. You can turn it into rocket fuel, separating the hydrogen and oxygen.
I'm starting to see the motivation here. China is going to go. We like, that water's ours, China.
So the South Pole is the...
But what are they looking to find? Like remnants of other life forms in those asteroids, or like certain things that we haven't found before? Like in these water molecules? It's not oil. Oil. Drill, drill, drill. We're going to bring it back. Fuel. Yeah, that's what we're going to get out of the fucking moon. Yeah, how are you going to get that shit back?
Object of affection these days.
Yeah.
Not only China has sent rovers there, Russia has sent a rover. One of them crashed, I think. We've sent a spacecraft to the South Pole. So that's where everybody's sort of gathering right now. And if it's going to be a turf war, it's going to be there. And we didn't want to be left out. There it is.
Well, there it is. Once again, it comes down to the fact that we don't want to get beat.
We have a real or perceived threat from an adversary that we are reacting to. But that's not going to be in the top cover.
What does our treaty say about, like, water is now a commodity on the moon? So what does our treaty say?
There's the Outer Space Treaty, which was modified, updated to become the Artemis Treaty.
Oh.
It's signed by 50, 60 countries.
Okay.
Not China. Not Russia.
Oh.
They came up with their own treaty that they signed among themselves. Okay, so they got a treaty. We got a treaty. The treaty means you help each other in need. You don't hide secrets.
What a perfect opportunity to showcase cooperation amongst nations.
To reinvent ourselves as a cooperative.
It really does blow that, like, if all the world superpowers actually got along and shared info with each other, we as a species would advance at such a more rapid rate than we do now. Because we're just gatekeeping info from one another that, like, oh, we need this bit of info that you have. You need our info. And instead of just giving it to each other, we're going to spend 10 years trying to figure it out so we can piece our own puzzle together rather than just handing it to each other. Like,
as a cooperative species, like we're not on Earth anymore. Like
it's all Kim, bro. It's over. I'm telling you right now, Kim Jong-un has zero valuable information for any of the world superpowers. I'm more so talking about China, Russia, the United States. If they all shared info with each other, that would be fucking awesome. Right.
We can't even go to the damn moon and work together. You would think look, let's all work together.
Kim Jong-un's cooking up fucking burger recipes on his fucking end in North Korea, dude. They got about jack shit. They're about 9 to 10 years behind from what everybody else is cooking up, dude.
Together, we can all get this water because guess what? You know, whoever
Kim Jong-un making liquid cheeseburger recipes.
That's it. We need it to get to Mars or wherever else. Ugh.
It's the old watering hole problem with tribes.
Yep.
All over again,
except on the freaking moon.
So I just want to sort of celebrate the fact that we are going back, even though it's 50 years later.
Right.
I'm happy we're going back.
Right.
I understand the motive. I'm not.
I mean, this is fucking jerk off, dude. Yeah, get the hell out of here. Your English isn't good. My English not good. I mean, I think he's black. What? What? What the fuck are we talking about, bro? Get the hell out of my chat.
Delusional about that. That crew going to the moon looks more like America.
Like obviously purposefully mistyping words to make it seem like they don't speak English.
Than the original, Mercury 7.
Like if you couldn't type if you couldn't type that, how are you understanding what I'm saying at the rate that I'm talking? Like, I have viewers that aren't native English speakers in chat right now, right? But they still probably know how to say, oh, what are you what are you saying? You're just, okay, yeah, Neil's black. What? What does that have to do with anything?
I can help it.
Oh, by the way, Trump puts it in, and who follows Trump as president? Biden. He doesn't cancel it.
Nope.
He keeps it.
He was asleep, that's why. Anyway.
So everybody keeps the space goal.
Right.
Because it transcends politics.
It does.
And you realize NASA has 10 centers in 8 states. And those 8 states variously at the general election vote 4 red, 4 blue, 3 red, 5 blue, 5 red, 3 blue. It is embedded in the political spectrum of the country. So if someone does not like NASA, that is insufficient information for you to know what party they vote for.
There you go.
That's how you embed it in.
See?
Kind of how I see it.
There it is. Congrats.
Wow. So you make it a political thing for both or beyond politics for both parties of just, I just spit everywhere, of just wanting to be able to explore.
Congratulations, NASA. The only thing about America that doesn't suck.
On that note, this has been yet another Star Talk Explainer, the Artemis mission, following on the legacy of Apollo. Tuck, good to have you, man.
Always
Neil
a pleasure.
deGrasse Tyson, you're a personal astrophysicist, as always, bidding you to keep looking up.
Wow. I loved that video. I love learning about space. I love learning about the interstellars. Neil lived long enough to see the moon mission go Artemis. Okay. Wait, why? God damn it. Oh my God, no. See, now I'm thinking about when Neil deGrasse Tyson's gonna die. How old is Neil deGrasse Tyson? 67. Dude, I saw a clip of somebody saying, I think it was like some fitness influencer going like, oh, the average person's gonna live to 140 soon. Hell no. Hell no. You know what I do think about? If there's ever a world where they invent something that, like, can biologically make people immortal, I feel like I would be the jackass that would die the day before. Obviously not, like, physically immortal, because even if you were biologically immortal, you could still get, like, shot, hit by a car, die of other things. But, like, I feel like if they were ever to, like, make something like, oh, yeah, wait, no, now we could, like, low-key live forever. I died. I died the day before they found that out. End of the world predictions. Papa Meat.
I don't want to set the world.
The recent one on TikTok. What do you think those people are doing now? If you don't know about that, there was a lot of people on TikTok recently that were selling their homes and cars and giving away all their items, putting their kids up for adoption. Not a lot. It was probably like 100 people. But there were people that definitively tried to get, like, rid of all their goods for the rapture, because they believed that the world was ending and the devil or demons were going to take over Earth, and they were going to be sucked into heaven. And there were, like, rapture tip videos on how you should stand outside so you don't get stuck on your ceiling, which I thought was kind of stupid. Because if you were getting raptured, you would think that God would just be able to morph you through the wall. But a lot of people were seemingly worried that there would be something blocking their headspace, and they would be kind of stuck to the ceiling like you're in one of those UFO carnival rides. And God would be trying to rapture you, but he would give up because your drywall was blocking you.
Welcome back to the Papa Beat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming in and sitting down because today we're going to
roofs are rapture proof.
Talk about end of the world predictions. Throughout time, there has always been the prevalent belief that we are living in the end times, right? We are always living in the end times, whether it's natural disasters, nationwide pandemics, or something based on religious scripture. It's always a looming fear that hangs upon many people's heads. People have predicted when the world will...
I do kind of wish... Whoa. I do kind of wish that, sorry, that, I lost my train of thought there. There was a lot of, okay. Anyways, I kind of wish that I was around, well, I was around, but not 10. I was 10 years old during the 2012 apocalypse. Anybody remember that? Like, I didn't hear about that shit until way later. I kind of wish that I was able to experience in my current conscious form the mass hysteria that was the 2012 apocalypse, where a lot of people full believed that the world was going to end in 2012.
Meet its end even as far back as the first millennium. These predictions often resulted in a mass hysteria, with believers going to great lengths to prepare themselves physically and emotionally for their fine.
I love Doomsday Preppers, though. That show's awesome. My favorite part is the first 5-second intro. My name's Dale, and I'm getting ready for a fucking sun flare. There's a lot of realistic ones like that. And then it'll be like, my name's... I don't know why I'm always doing like a brutish Southern male, but my name's John, and I'm getting ready for the zombie apocalypse. Okay, pal. He himself is also working on the rabies offshoot that he wants to unleash to the public because he wants the zombie apocalypse to happen a little too much.
All day. The most recent iteration of this endlessly recurring phenomenon can be found on TikTok, taking shape in a specific community known as Christian talk.
A very small subsection of Christian talk, though. Like the majority of it was like 99.9% of Christians on Christian talk were like, guys, the rapture's not happening tomorrow. Guys, this is a little unreal.
The only God, the white Christian God. Jesus, blonde hair, blonde mullet, blue eyes, flip-flops, and a Dale Earnhardt tattoo. The Intimidator. Recently, there has been a ton of Christians on TikTok freaking out about the rapture that was set to take place on September 23rd and 24th. That was rapture talk grew as...
Bro, what I hate about this is, say at some point, it's in our lives, we have like, what was that movie with the meteor with Leonardo DiCaprio? And the meteor was going to hit Earth, and like nobody believed it initially. It will straight up be Don't Look Up. If we have a Don't Look Up scenario where like a meteor is hauling towards Earth and we're all going to die, I will be so viscerally upset. Number one, that Earth's going to explode. But more so, the amount of people that would be like, this is it. This is the sitting there acting like they got that shit right. Like every time there's some drama shit, bro, somebody being like, yeah, I could have predicted this from the start. I've been saying this the whole time. Yeah, there would be a few dickheads that would be like, I actually knew the meteor was going to hit. This was God's plan for me all along. He told me when I was 12. Okay.
The movement spread and became more popular. Thousands of people were posting about how they fully believe.
Oh no, get ready. The king is coming. So excited. 9/23/24. Also, aren't you not supposed to know if you're going to heaven or hell? Like, isn't that saying if you're like, yeah, I'm getting raptured. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting raptured. You're not. Get ready, because this is going to be really exciting. Like, that's kind of like narcissistic that you're outwardly saying that you're definitively getting raptured because you're such a good boy. Like, yes, you believe in God, but even accepting Jesus as your Lord and Savior, you should always be like on edge. Based on how I've learned about Christianity my entire life, is that like nobody's ever 100% safe. Unless you're literally declared a saint in the Catholic Church long after you die.
That the end times were coming. Some were overjoyed, while others were stricken with intense grief. Oh God, we're gonna die. It's a bummer. This all began when South African pastor Joshua Mikela claimed to have...
Wrong? Really? How? How are you... You're supposed to know definitively that you're going to heaven? There should always be some level of unease. No? Correct me if I'm wrong, genuinely.
A vision of Jesus telling him of his return to earth. According to Josh, he saw Jesus on a throne telling him, I am coming soon.
I am coming soon.
Jesus then told him dates of his arrival, which were 2 weeks out.
Bro doing a podcast with a bare brick in the motherfucking back telling me that the rapture's coming on October 20, or not October, September.
From his vision. A clip of an interview with Josh talking about his vision blew up and started the whole craze. But no one could have predicted the mass hysteria that would follow. It was pretty shocking. Right out of the gate, people began to post videos of themselves preparing their houses for the people left behind.
If you're seeing this and you're still here, I'm so sorry that you didn't make it. At least you're here getting to do all the sins that you wanted to do. And
the guy that bought her car for $1 the day after the rapture when she comes back asking for it back. The guy that's actively in a fucking U-Haul moving into her house when she walks back to her house. Sorry.
Be naughty with your fellow sinners. I don't know. Maybe you can make the best out of it. But yeah, goodbye.
Bro, like, what are those people doing right now? Like, I want to know so bad. They're out. Do you think they just moved? Like, do you think they've moved past that? Have to have. But there's no way. Like, there's no way your entire being believes that the world's going to end, and then a month later, you're not in shambles. Like, I feel like you would be distraught for like a year if you fully felt that the world was definitively going to end.
Yeah, if anybody's here after the...
But they're like, it's not, honestly, it's not even like they've been misled. It's like a level of like mental instability, bro. Like that's... Like it's not like, oh, you're just like hyper religious. No, it's like you're like falling for a podcast clip of a fucking pastor saying that he saw a vision the world's gonna end.
Rapture, because my ass is going up. I got a jacuzzi back there. Feel free to use it, bozo. One woman stocked up on candles and Bibles, as well as leaving behind laminated note cards of script.
Why are you stocking up on Bibles? The world's ending. You're getting sucked into the sky in a blue beam of light. What the fuck?
Bibles.
Oh, is she handing these out to people? Jesus loves you. If this woman handed me a fucking Bible that said Jesus loved you, and then I didn't get raptured, and earth was set on blaze, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, what the fuck is this doing for me? I'm dead.
As well as leaving behind laminated note.
What did that say? It's not you?
As well as leaving behind laminated note.
It's not too late. I gotta read that.
And laminated.
It's not too late to take this Bible. Find other believers. Be careful who you trust. Do not take the mark in hand or forehead. Huh?
Note cards of scripture.
Where did everybody go? Many people vanished because they believe in Jesus Christ, Son of God. And in something, take them to heaven. This is God to save those who trust him.
For the sinners who she believed would enter
Oh my God, this
home.
is like so reminding me of when I left the gym one day and some dude shoved a fucking card in my door and I read it in my car and he was claiming to be Jesus Christ in the flesh. And he was asking for, like, help in his search to create his own new, like, subsect of... I've told you guys this story. This was, like, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. I left the gym, and there was a dude that shoved, like, a pamphlet in my fucking car door. And I read it, and he literally was claiming to be the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. Like, he was... I wish I kept it. I threw it out, and it was, like... full-blown religious psychosis. It was the craziest thing I've ever read from, like, a random guy.
Probably fornicate with each other, because what else are they going to do with hell on earth?
It's true. No rules.
Did you get an autograph? No, I didn't see the dude. It was just in my door.
Like Jesus said, I am going to come in 2 weeks, and I'm going to take all of the sinners and leave them.
Do you think he meant the other come?
Yeah, what if that was the thing? What if Joshua was right and he was like, hey, by the way, Joshua, I'm going to come in 2 weeks. I cannot wait for that day.
Jesus, what?
Whoa! Other believers began quitting their jobs, selling their cars, and rumors spread that some people were even selling their homes. According to one user online, her psychiatrist permanently closed her practice because she fully believed that the rapture was coming. A psychiatrist. She completely abandoned her patients and began posting TikToks about her excitement for...
I think you probably shouldn't be going to that psychiatrist to begin with, but I think that's honestly a good thing. I think... if you have a psychiatrist and she shuts down her business because she fully believes the rapture is coming, I think honestly, you've probably done yourself a solid to find another psychiatrist.
The end times. Her patients were left in disbelief and shared her videos showing how insane she looked for abandoning her decade-long practice and for posting about TikTok.
Thank you, Rapture Talk, for making me get rid of everything they own for free and not care. Why does she have 9 fucking cameras from like 2003?
Online.
My God, why do you have so many cameras?
Wow.
Well, that's the thing. If it's just gonna happen, you got a 2-week heads up. Take a 2 weeks vacation. See if
No. I'm closing it down. It's the principal, Nick. Because she's like, it doesn't matter. We're free. She's letting them know too. She's making a statement, right? She's standing behind. She's staying on business. Listen,
you should yourself.
You should go on the tallest building. You should yourself. Jump off it, no fly. Big splat on ground. Hey, we just want to thank today's sponsor real quick, Star Ford. And hey, back to the video. Since they were not expecting to be left on Earth, people began to give away all their money to random strangers. Smart. An Uber driver posted about how they were picking up a couple after church who were crying hysterically.
And they get in my car and, they're weeping. And so I'm like, hey, is everything okay? They were like, yeah, the Lord is coming back. Jesus is coming back tomorrow. And I was like, wait, like tomorrow? They were like, yeah, I think it's like between the 23rd and the 24th. I was like, oh.
Bro, I'd get fired over that shit. Oh my God, I would get banned on the Uber app. I'd be like, your crazy ass thinks you're getting raptured tomorrow, bro. I wouldn't be able to hold that in. Like if I was Uber driving two people out of church and they were crying, saying they were gonna get taken in light, like floating into the sky, I'd be like, bro, you need.
Okay.
They said they believed the rapture was coming the next day and wanted to bless their driver with the remaining money since they wouldn't need it. Oh, dude, this
makes us Christians look bad. I think most people recognize the difference between Christianity and insane people that think they're getting raptured. Like now, right? Like believing the rapture different from being like, yeah, I'm getting raptured tomorrow.
It's a blessing in disguise. God was just like, you got it, dude. There's your tip. You know what I mean? So before they got out of the car, they handed their driver a huge roll of cash containing various dollar bills and coins from around the world.
So it's like a bundle full of cash. Now
they just gave him money?
Various dollar bills and coins from around the world.
So it's like a bundle full of cash. Now keep in mind, in this bundle, there's even coins in it because it was like in this like cup thingy or whatever. So there's even like euros, and I see some Canadian money in here. So there's dollars, there's hundreds, there's 20s, there's 5s, like there's all the denominations inside of this. So I have yet to count it up. So I'm gonna count it up and come back. Hold on.
After counting it up, it totaled to over $1,900.
They gave bro $2,000? Nah, him being nice was probably the move. What the fuck?
They also said that they were getting together in their neighborhood to discuss giving away their homes and more.
Oh my God, dude, oh no, that's dickhead shit if you feed into that. I would have to be like, please don't do this. You're fucking yourself over. But part of me so bad would want to be like, I'll buy your house. I'll buy your house for $1. I'll buy your house for $1 if you want to.
Their money. He's like, could you give me your address? Tell me the time for that. I would love to know the exact time and place for that. Hold on. Jesus is giving me another message. You should open up your garage door and let this man live in the basement free of charge. Okay, Jesus. All right, you're coming home with us. Who knows? Jesus works in mysterious ways.
I was gonna say, this sounds okay. Here's the thing. I think Jesus was pulling a prank. I think he.
Haha, Joshua. Knock, knock. He's met Jesus. I was kidding the whole time. Practical joke on Joshua. But here's the thing, I didn't joke about Joshua. There he's come all over my feet and my legs.
What the fuck is he saying right now?
Said that would happen 2 weeks ago.
Oh, Jesus, you're gone done pulled the prank on me. Not even Africa. It's like Jamaica. All right. Another person received a $300 tip from a woman who was overly generous for the same reason. Their coworker also received a $777 from the same woman, but after the rapture failed to happen, she came back demanding the money be returned to her. That's
demanding it be returned to her? You giving her money back, chat? This woman tips you $1,000 because she thinks she's getting raptured. I'd feel like a dick if I don't give the money back, but I'd also be like, I would outwardly give her the money back, and I'd be like, okay, I'll give you $1,000 if you write "I'm stupid" on your forehead. Like, I would have to be like, bro, come on. Like, you need to. I would be like, I need something out of this for shock value, just because you're outwardly just but you're handing your money away Why are you doing that?
It's not very Christ-like, lady. Not every Christian believed in this, as many were trying to tell the others that this is literally stated in the Bible that only God knows when the rapture.
She was going to leave me behind, but only give me $300. That is fair. I'd be like, if she give me $300, I'd be like, why not the whole bank account? I mean, fucking sitting there. Actually, do you have more than, did you drive here in a car? Oh, could you sign the pink slips to me, or?
Is coming. Yeah, but Jesus told Joshua, it's me, Jesus, again. I'm being for real this time.
Oh, Jesus, I am not listening to you.
Jesus, I cannot listen anymore. The people.
She comes back the next day. Can I have my car back? Already blew it up with a rocket launcher. What? Yeah, it was for a YouTube video. It only got like 10 views, though. It was pretty... You want to see? Here it is, though. It's just their car getting fucking demolished.
Oh, mud.
Yeah, I actually gave it to Mr. Beast. He exploded it in a Squid Games segment, if that makes you feel any better.
I feel like I had like a really good like African thing going at the beginning, and then it slipped away. Others pointed out that people have been predicting the rapture since the 1800s and would always try and convince people to worry about the next upcoming final day, right? This one's not to just worry about the next one. However, the 23rd and 24th came and went. Nobody was called up for the pearly gates, and everyone went about their day as usual. Some who believe the hoax claimed that they got the date wrong.
No shot this many people were outside waiting.
It said it was actually next year, or a few years down the road, or maybe a couple more years after that. And some questioned their faith, and the pastor who made the initial prediction went live and apologized for everything.